It's been such a long time since Boston led the way. It's more than a feeling. It's Mike and Tom to start the day. The heart of Massachusetts should be freedom, justice, and liberty. Freedom-led pilgrims of Plymouth Bay, Salem trials had justice too late. The sons of liberty spilled the tea, and then the redcoats spilled their blood. The shot heard around the world rang out from the Bay State. Boston strong and ready to defend. It's where revolution started and ends. It's been such a long time since Boston led the way. It's more than a feeling. It's Mike and Tom to start the day. Quincy Market, Freedom Trail, Charles River, Boston Harbor, Bunker Hill, Griffin Wharf, Fenway Park, North Charge. It's been such a long time since Boston led the way. It's more than a feeling. It's Mike and Tom to start the day.
Good evening, all. Welcome to the viewers on my channel, Tom's channel, and of course, Valhalla's channel. We are going to do a little update stream with the Karen Reed case. Who better to have on than Tom to talk about that? Because I just don't have the time to dig as deep as he does into the entire case. If you're on my channel, his link is on top of the chat, so you can go give him a follow. And we will try to do this as we always do on this channel, kind of coupled together, and it'll probably derail 120 times, but it's going to be fun. And in chat, please be nice to each other, and if you have questions, put a question mark in front, and we'll try to answer your questions as good as we go. But Tom, thank you for coming on. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Thank you for having me, and it's my pleasure to be here and to be with your viewers. I'm honored to be here with you guys. I live in Massachusetts, like 30 minutes from Canton. I'm a former police officer. I've been following this case since Aiden broke it. We'll say that he started this, and I've been in deep the whole time. Like, as I'm actually in a little too deep sometimes with this whole thing. It's troubling.
That seems to be the common theme of anybody that gets a little too into this case. They're a little too deep.
It'll tear you up, man. It pulls you in, and it's the never-ending rabbit hole. I don't know how else to put it.
It's a crazy one. Sorry.
No, I was just asking, how long have you been on YouTube doing this?
Oh, not long. Only about 6 months.
Okay. Did you start as a Karen?
I was uploading fishing videos, just me going fishing, and then Karen happened, and I just got involved with it, and then started live streaming it from the courthouse, and it went from there.
Yeah, and it's a case you can easily get hooked on, because the more you look, because I just did the first hearing because I saw the infamous blunt force scratching. As a former law officer, you know all about blunt force scratching, and I just thought that was weird. So I did the first hearing, and then Jamie and I did the first hearing, and we both just looked at each other and said, "Is there a fish factory close by? Because something smells fishy."
Yeah.
But talking about smelling fishy, a guy who doesn't do that is Mr. Valhalla Awaits. He smells a little bit goaty.
Quite goaty. How we doing, everybody? I'm glad I'm here. Nice to meet you, Tom. And hello to Tom's audience. That being said, this has always been crazy. It always will be crazy. And the more I dig into this, the crazier it seems to get. It's amazing to me. It's amazing to me how we can have this kind of fishy case, and then we point out weird things, and then people start getting arrested. And then we point out how weird that is, and then more people get arrested. So I can't wait to see how this ends, shall we say?
Yeah, and of course, as Irish mentioned, Jamie is here as well, and she specifically requested Tom because Jamie loves a good accent. I personally can't hear any accent because I don't believe accents are real. And if anyone notices I have a slight accent, it's not just because I have a cold, it's because I live in Denmark. We try to speak English. We don't do it that well, but Jamie was very happy that we had Tom on.
I love a good Boston accent.
There you go. So just so you know, the whole case is getting physical now. I actually got assaulted when I was walking at one of the they were going to do an audit for the police station, and I had a guy come out of the crowd and assault me. Now he's just an average random citizen in Canton. this guy's a stranger to me. This is so into this guy deeply. He had to come out and take it out on a complete stranger. That's how deep this whole case is. And that was just about the audit of the police department. That's not the Karen Reed case. That's not the state police. That's not the DA. This is just the audit. So you got some people that are really, really geared up and tied into this so deep. They're taking it physical. Like they're physically assaulting people now. So, you know, I gotta say one thing: that the people that have reached out to me to ask me how I'm doing, it's incredible. This group of people that are following the Karen Reed case, they're just the most amazing people. You can't imagine how amazing everyone is in this group of people that are all looking to get Karen off of these charges. And these people are lawyers, coaches. You have all walks of life. I mean, all walks of life coming together to free this girl, Karen, who they're absolutely, because she's factually innocent. Factually innocent. Not with reasonable doubt. We're beyond that. This is factual now. So I don't know where you want me to start, but that's where we're at now. So I can rewind the entire tape and go back to the very beginning and come with the facts. I'm only going to tell you facts, not what I think, not what there's stuff that I know that I've been told that I can't tell you guys. Like I can't tell anybody, but there's stuff that I know is a fact that proves Karen's innocent. 100%. I can't tell you guys. I'm bound. I can't.
Yeah.
And most people know this case, but to get like a rundown of the case would be good. What do you think?
Can we? Do you know that Coffin Daffy is on with on Court TV now?
She's a joke. She just listens to what she's told. She doesn't even read the court documents. She just goes on there because she's an FBI agent. She knows. She doesn't. You don't inherently know facts about a case. And
to all the people who are writing, I'm sorry if I don't pull it up as we do normally, but just trying to keep an eye on it, and with the 69 people giggity watching, it can be a little crazy. We will be going into the feds in the end of it, I think. Let's start out with the case and then talk about because the feds is kind of related and not related.
Right. Correct.
So it's
just another thing. I can see the chat at the bottom, but I can't read it because I don't have my glasses on. So if people are saying something to me, I can't see it. I see the words, but I can't read them because I don't have my glasses on. So
I'll try to talk about it.
I'm just say hi. I'm sorry. I can't. Right. So we're gonna start the beginning, okay? They went out drinking, okay? Karen and her boyfriend. Now,
if we just do I did this with the Turtle Boys. Well, just a quick update. Karen Reed, the lady on the picture, she's accused of manslaughter, leaving the scene of a motor vehicle collision, causing death, and motor vehicle homicide. And she dated O'Keefe. They had been out partying. She dropped him off at the Alberts residence, and the next day she finds the body in the snow. And what the state claims is they had been drinking. She drives them to Brian Albert's home, doing a 3-point turn, which they later changed to 60 feet, 24 miles per hour reverse in the snow, perfectly driven. She should be a rally driver. She hits him. She leaves the scene. Around 4:30, she tries to contact O'Keefe, then calls Carrie Roberts, who is how she connected to the Alberts.
John was great friends with Carrie. He was better friends with Carrie than he was with Jennifer. And that was because of his two nieces and his niece and nephew he adopted. They were friends with Carrie's kids, so they're friends, parent friends, stuff like that.
And is Carrie part of the Albert family? Like, is she married in, or cousins? Is she anything?
No.
Okay.
She's this is the only time she's involved in this entire case. It's the one time we see her name is only at the beginning when she finds John with
Okay.
that.
Yeah, but a name we will see a lot is Jennifer McCabe. She's also there, and they find the body outside the Alberts home, and around 6 a.m. they call 911. And what the state claims is the evidence is they had a strained relationship. O'Keefe's niece and nephew said that O'Keefe wanted to take a break. No one ever saw him enter the Alberts residence. Karen do say she saw him at the door of the Alberts residence. The tail light is broken on the back of the car. I'm pretty sure Tom will have a minor aneurysm when he talks about that part of it. And she's alleged to have said, I hit him, or could I have hit him? She's reportedly saying at the scene, which Tom will probably say, no.
Nope.
And I found this visualization of,
Oh my goodness.
I know this is a crazy theory going around, and it's not the right car and stuff like that, but it's kind of fits with the evidence of the injuries on that guy.
You know what? If he was on his hands and knees, that would work with that car.
Yeah. And that's the big problem. I did a rendition of my own. That's when I first heard about the evidence. And I'm not a good artist, but where did I put it now? Yeah, this is how I imagined it happening, because they forgot the cocktail glass. It's very important with the cocktail glass.
That's one of the best whiteboard drawings I've ever seen you do, bro. Ever.
I love that.
It's so good.
Thank you so much.
Yep.
Oh, and Unsafe Spaces is showing Port TV, so you're down to dual stream. Well, Scott, you come back when they're done, and we'll see it.
Do our
And
own.
no one saw him on the ground either, so next they'll say an alien spaceship came down. Nancy.
Yeah, she's right. Because this will be the 5th time that they've changed the motive or the way of him being hit. Because
Yeah.
3-point turn, they saw her do a 3-point turn in front of the house, right? That's in the court documents that I've read. 3-point turn. Well, you can't do a 3-point turn at 24, 27 miles an hour.
Yeah, I have that picture as well. Oh, this is the resident.
Yep. See that
Well-
curb? That curb right there, that will throw your vehicle. I don't care what kind of vehicle you're driving, car or truck. You go over that curb at 20 miles an hour, let alone anything faster, but at 20, you're jumping that curb. That vehicle is coming off the ground.
Oh, at 20, you're having some mechanical issues after that, guaranteed.
It's in the snow, drunk. On top of all that,
You're getting stuck.
so
Thank you, Sauter.
that's where they supposedly found him, right by that flagpole. See the flagpole there to the right? That's where they found him laying down. His phone, we don't know where his phone was. They supposedly said it was underneath him, but we don't know that. So his phone was there, but we don't know where the phone was, quote, found. Now, where they're also finding the taillight pieces is in the grass. So she could not have hit him
On the road.
she would have had to stay on the road to physically hit him. She was in the grass. And if she's in the grass, she's in the air on the curb doing, Dukes of Hazzard stuff in the front yard. It's just not, it can't happen.
No, and again, as Anthony says over on your channel, if you go at 20, you're getting stuck in the snow and leaving tracks everywhere. Yeah, that's another little problem. There's no one, because you have at the scene later you have that, what's his name, who says he sees Karen before she drives off.
Matt.
Yeah, Matt. And
And
then,
Jen. Now see the front door?
yeah.
All right, that front door, that's the front door to the living room. If you look at another picture of the house, there's a door to the right-hand side also, okay? Between the garage and the house, there's a breezeway with a door. That's the door that he went in. The front door was closed. Okay, that front door you're looking at right there. So there's no way that they said they saw him out the front door. That front door was closed. So Jen and Matt said that they saw her parked in front of the flagpole through that closed door. How can they do that? That door was closed in the winter because they never used that door. They used the side door next to the garage. That's the entrance where it's the mudroom where you come in the house. That's a formal entrance room. Do you understand what I mean? Like, I don't know, in Denmark, in the States, that's a house. When you walk in, it's usually like a really fancy living dining room that you don't even use. It's just that's what that door leads to. The other door leads to the kitchen, which is where everyone usually ends up. So they don't even use the door that you're looking at there. They're using the door to the right that you can't see in this picture. That's where John went in.
And Iris, her testimony is she looks out the window from the living room and sees her parked outside. So she's not in a second floor window. Jennifer McCabe she's quite essential to this case. She sees everything. She's part of everything. And she's a very interesting person to me because it's actually the entire case is built about her testimony.
Take her out of the case. Take her testimony out of the equation completely. And what do you got?
Nothing.
You don't even have a tail light.
You have a guy saying, I saw Karen Reed in the car with the cabin light on. I never saw John O'Keefe.
Correct. Yep.
Then you have the magical breaking of the glass at different times. I pulled up this video. You have probably seen this about a million times. But the broken tail light that was clearly broken all the time.
Stop this for a second. Stop this for a second. Right there. If you look at the tail light, I don't know. I don't know. You see my mouse moving over there? Can you see on the screen?
No.
Yes, sir.
No.
I can.
No, okay. This is my mouse.
Can you see my mouse by the tail light?
No. But now I can see Baker's.
Well, that's my mouse.
If you look at that tail light, it sticks out away from the vehicle. Yeah. Physically, okay? The car she's going to back into is John's Chevy Traverse, which has a rear window wiper. When she backs up, okay, they fit together like Legos, the back of her car and the back of his car, of how the indentions on the trunk are. If you look at how the taillight is and with at the length and the height of the taillight, it matches the height of the third brake light on John's vehicle. So when she backs in, when she moves the vehicle, she's moving it via the taillight is hitting the third brake light on the vehicle, and that pops off a piece of the taillight. It doesn't break it. It doesn't shatter it. It breaks off a piece of it. All right, hit play and you'll see what I'm talking about. She doesn't hit the bumper of the car. She hits the third brake light, the rear window, the rear wiper. And that's what wipes
the car move.
That's what wipes out her taillight. That's the taillight breaking right there. The whole taillight situation, you just saw it right there. That's the taillight situation.
Yeah.
And if you look at the Chevy Traverse. The snow is different on the back of it now.
Yeah, and you could see the tires move. And this is the apparently shattered brake light. They say
that's exactly the one too. Look at it. You can see it.
You can see that it's broken.
You can see there's something there.
Right.
But let's see it when it runs, because it could the light just switched.
So it's different. That's right. Exactly. That spot lines up exactly. I took a tape measure to it. I took a tape measure to a Chevy Traverse. It lines up to the light.
I love that.
I do too. I'm so happy.
and when it lights up, you can see the flash bulb and everything inside is intact.
Now you know what? You know what's funny about that? You don't realize that light's an LED light. It's not a regular light. It doesn't have a bulb in it. It's an LED light. So they can tell when it was broken.
Oh, did they claim it was broken at the scene? Because you have it. Here's a picture of when it lights up, when it leaves, and every light on the back is working on this one. And this
Now-
is the same picture, just a close up.
Yeah.
This-
And this is the picture from when it's towed.
Okay. You see how the tail light in that vehicle is missing?
Completely
Yeah.
missing.
Now, you ready for this, guys? They towed the vehicle from Dighton to the Canton Police Department, to the Sallyport in the Canton Police Department. They then called in a police officer whose side job is that he owns an auto body shop, Mr. Brian Wantless. They called him in because he wasn't working, and they had him remove the taillight from the vehicle in the Sallyport in the Canton Police Department. I don't know about you, but they told me in the academy, you never take the evidence back to the crime scene. You don't bring it back.
No.
Why would you?
They did.
Well,
That seems
They did. And unfortunately, this is the quote best we got in the state of Massachusetts. The best top investigators is what we got. Now they called the guy in, the guy who's the Canton police officer, to take that light out. So I did a freedom of information request on that gentleman's timesheets, as well as any invoices that the town may have sent to his company, because he could have buried it through his company, Brilliance Auto. He could have invoiced the police department for the time he did, right?
I love you. I love you so much already. I can tell. I love you a lot.
So the response I got from the chief was that she can't release any information because it's currently under investigation. So we do know this as fact. We know that they called Brian Wantless in because he knew how to take the taillight out. We knew that he took the taillight out. And there's no reason to. Oh, by the way, they never took a picture of the taillight while it was inside the vehicle.
How does that happen? How does that happen? How, in a case where they're using the taillight material as evidence, do they not just A, leave it where it's supposed to be to process, and B, remove it without photographing it and documenting the entire situation? How is that even remotely a thing that is happening in the United States of America?
Listen, show me a murder weapon that's got under 1,000 pictures with a digital camera.
Right.
I mean, they hold that freaking shutter down. I mean, they're taking pictures and pictures and pictures. I mean, there's 1,000 pictures for every crime scene. They have cell phones with cameras on it. They can't take a picture.
And the funny part is, we were covering. I don't know if you know the Cara Rintala case. It was the first lesbian couple who was arrested for murdering her wife, and they found some evidence after 18 hours. They found the evidence in a trash bag at a Burger King and brought it back to dry on the crime scene. And that's Massachusetts as well. And as a stupid guy who just do jury duty in Denmark, I was wondering, I never heard about that before. So in Massachusetts, you have a funny way going about with your evidence. But as I read, the tow guy described the injuries to the tail light. Maybe you could say what did he claim?
In Massachusetts, okay, liability is a big thing. So when a tow truck driver takes possession of your vehicle, okay, he's going to take a possession of your car or your truck.
Not again. That thing's so expensive to get out.
He's going to put it on. He's going to take possession of the vehicle. He's going to put it onto his vehicle. He now has possession. He's responsible for that. So he has to do a vehicle inventory of that vehicle. He's going to note any damage to the vehicle, anything that's inside the vehicle. Make sure there's no 5-year-olds left in there, no kids, stuff like that. And they didn't. They just, again, they just did what they wanted to do here.
And Peter is asking, wouldn't there be a camera in the sally port? I'm not sure what a sally port is. That's a
The sally port is where you pull in a squad car. Say you're taking a person to jail, you pull into the sally port where you get locked in there in the back end, and then you walk them into the jail. So it's like a secure facility for the exchange of a prisoner from a vehicle to the jail.
Yeah, so it's like a
super secure garage.
Yep.
And Scott McGinnis is saying crime scene was never declared or secured at 34 Fairview.
Yeah, that's true.
That's insane.
But
also,
this is the problem, okay? When the Canton police first get to the site, okay, the Canton police don't know anything. They know that they know there's a body. They know that it doesn't look good, right? So they don't know what it is. They don't know if it's assault and battery. They don't know if it's a murder, like legit murder. They don't know if it's a hit. They don't know if it's something to do with him being a cop. They have no information now. But where do they get the information? Who gives them the information?
The wife,
Jen McCabe. Oh, we were out drinking the night before. She's integral in this whole entire thing.
Yeah, and it's her who talks about them fighting at the bar and how she moves between the bars with. I don't get why the problem is she comes in with a glass.
Well,
it's just another, she's a B word.
Yeah. It's one of those things that, again, and cops do things like that because they can get away with it. They have an open container. They can drive around with a beer in their hand because they're a cop, especially a cop in Canton. Like,
right.
Every cop. So first off, you're not getting pulled over because the cops know who you are. Up there goes Karen and John. There goes Matt and Jen. Like they know who these vehicles are. So they're not getting pulled over first. 2, they're cops. You're not going to get busted on top of that. 3, I don't want to say they're entitled, but they're pretty much entitled in the town of Canton, so they can do whatever they want. To include take a drink with them. Which is
it's the good old boy system. These people are all connected. They've been connected forever. They all work together. They all go to the same social events. It's a social group of elites in the small town of Canton. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Yep.
And Iris is asking, there's no CSI people. Well, the problem is all the evidence is the lab is working on it. They don't have the right signatures. They don't have the right equipment. They're backed up. They have twice been remanded by the judge to speed up the process from the prosecution side and deliver the evidence to the defense. And they blame the defense for not signing the right paperwork.
Well, Baker, let's if I'll tell you what, Baker, if me, you, Tom, and Jamie, we all get into some shit, right? and I give all the evidence I have, and I give it to Baker, right? And somewhere along the lines, something didn't get signed. Well, that piece of evidence is no longer usable. So Baker's going to hold on to it as long as he can, and then he's going to pass it along to Tom up there. And Tom up there, he's going to say, "Oh, well, this form's wrong on this piece of evidence. We don't have that. That's not a good piece of evidence anymore." By the time it gets to Jamie, she's looking at a mismatched pair of gloves that don't make a damn bit of sense, and the evidence report is so convoluted and jacked up, it doesn't matter anyway. It's just a matter of time before all of the keys either fall into place or don't, right? Because we're all in the same group of friends. We're all in the same group of authoritarian positions that we feel entitled enough that we can get away with it.
Yeah, we just have our little YouTube community and keeping all the other people out, all the people on Twitter out.
That's a way better way to do it.
Eris asked, Tom, are you worried that they're going to trump up charges on you as with Turtle Boy? Have you been accosted by law enforcement?
Well, my interaction with law enforcement has been a disaster.
I saw you at the police station. That was a fun experience.
Like, I'm handicapped. I don't know if you guys know I'm handicapped. I had a surgery go really bad. The doctor cut stuff he shouldn't have cut, so my nerves blew my leg up. So I'm done. The minute he cut my nerve, I'm done. Paralyzed. Have a nice day. The cops decided that I'm not paralyzed. And the magistrate decided I wasn't paralyzed. So now I got to fight with both the cops and the magistrate because now they're discriminating against me because I'm handicapped. Problem is, because I'm handicapped, makes the charge a felony against the doctor, not a misdemeanor, which they can wash away and make that go away. They can't make the felony go away. That's the problem with the cops in the town of Canton. But let me back up, okay? Let's go back to the Karen Reed thing.
Yeah.
You talk about evidence, right? How it gets misconstrued because it has to go to this one, to that one, signed, not signed, written on, not written on, notes. Imagine this. John is at the hospital. They cut all his clothes off of him because that's what the people do in the emergency room. When you come in, they're cutting their clothes off. They don't care.
yeah.
They don't care what it's coming off, and they don't get it out of the way. Well, Trooper Proctor, who was there, took possession of John's clothes because at that point it was a murder. It wasn't the Canton thing where they didn't know if it was a fight gone bad or a hit or anything. They had no idea. But when Trooper Proctor got to the hospital, he knew it was a quote unquote murder. So he took the clothes, manslaughter, and put them in an evidence bag and then brought them to his office where he left the clothes for like 5.5, 6 weeks.
What?
Yeah. He left the evidence. He left John's bloody clothes. You know, the clothes that would have the dog DNA in the arm?
Oh yeah. Oh
and
yeah.
other people's DNA on him from a fight, maybe.
Dog hair.
Yeah.
Any form of DNA whatsoever.
Well, now mind you, blood evidence after like 3 or 4 weeks, it's harder to get information out of the blood because it's dried and it's changed somehow after a certain time. You can still get information out of it. It's just harder. So if that lasts 3 weeks, he kept it in his office for 5 weeks intentionally. Like,
That's insane.
Is he that busy that he can't bring the clothes to the evidence and check it in? Also, he went back to the scene 5 different times and found pieces of the taillight 5 different times, and not once did he write a report about it. No pictures, no nothing. You just got a baggie with his writing with dates and times on it. That's it. Nothing else. And this is a murder case. He's got no documentation to prove he was there to get them 5 pieces of taillight.
Yeah, and I like the new because all the people are saying, well, you're all conspiracy people, and then I saw these people who tried to claim that she went back to the scene in his car to check it out.
Why? There's zero evidence. There's zero evidence to say that. Because guess what? We just saw John's car parked in his driveway, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If his car moved an inch by anybody, I guarantee you'd have video of it because we have video of Karen hitting the car.
Well, it was snowing that week or that night as well, right?
It was a massive blizzard. Absolutely.
So for those of you that aren't from snowy places, if you start a car and drive it across town, it's pretty warm, right? The snow doesn't start piling up on it right away. You have warm spots on the car where the snow melts and it doesn't stick. And you can very obviously tell which cars have been driven within the last couple hours and which can't.
Exactly.
John had Ring cameras on the outside his garage. I went to John's house. I saw his driveway. His driveway is actually really small. It's smaller than it looks in that picture, believe it or not. But Karen's backing out of the garage.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I've been there. It's small. It's a tight spot. So, I mean, I give her credit for backing out. But look at the 2 different cars here, okay? Let me tell you something about Lucky Loughran, plow driver, okay? If John's body was out front at 12:30, okay? We'll say 12:30 when that supposedly happened, okay? That means every person in the house walked by a dead body and didn't notice it. You have trained people that live in that house that didn't know the dead body, that didn't see a dead body when people were leaving. Same people looking out the front window, the front door that they were looking at. They didn't see the dead body. They saw the car, but they didn't see a dead body. All these people in that party, because don't forget, it was a party that night.
Yeah, and I like what I'm going to butcher your name right now. Leandra says the fractures, the injuries to him. It's described as going 10 rounds with Tyson. and he has these 2 scratches on the back of his head, and he has the blunt force trauma to his right arm that we all clearly can see isn't Chloe, who has been at his arm. And how can they? I would love the medical examiner who tells you that's what happens when I don't know how much does that car weigh, how many newtons of force do it hit you with at 24 miles per hour?
Exactly.
And I don't know if you know, I just covered the Lorianne Phillips case out of, Jamie, help me out. Where was that out of? That was
Wisconsin.
Out of Wisconsin. She was alleged to have driven over her husband. He had fractures to his front side of his chest, the side of his chest, and at the back. He had over a liter of blood in his chest cavity.
Oh, absolutely. Yep.
There's no evidence that that guy was ever hit by a car. At 24 miles per hour, that amount of force, first of all, it had flung him backwards, not 6 feet into the side. And he would have, if he was bent over so she couldn't see him, or she clearly wanted to do it, his head would have been shattered. If he was standing up, his body would have had injuries.
You know what it takes? You know how much force it takes to break a human?
8 pounds.
1,400 pounds.
Damn, I was way off.
Yeah.
Break a human skull. Okay, his skull wasn't broken, but guess what? His neck wasn't broken either. If he got hit at 24 miles an hour, he's having a broken neck because that's the first thing that's happening. Boom, you're dying right then and there. You have a broken neck, no questions asked. No, if you get hit in the back of the head at 15 miles an hour, you're dying. You're breaking your neck. You're dead.
Well, I still can't get over where he ended up in all of this because that makes absolute no sense.
So here's the problem with that whole situation. You know how, I don't think you do, but you know how it is to move a 275-pound dead body? Like, it's dead weight for a reason. That's what they call it, dead weight. I mean, you're not doing it with one person. You're not probably doing it with two people. 2 good-sized people to move 275 pounds of dead weight. I mean,
to the contrary, sir, Zachariah Anderson was able to pull it off single-handedly without leaving a drop of blood or evidence anywhere in a crime scene or vehicle.
Yeah, and he weighed nothing and had a bad back, so it's very possible. If the DA believes it, you can do it.
Yeah,
I mean, and like you were just saying, where are the broken ribs on him? You know, he would have contusions on his side. He would have, a broken collarbone, right? I mean, a collarbone, 12 pounds to break. That's an easy one to do. Boom, instant broke. Like,
bike riders do it all the time when they fall off the bike.
And he doesn't have a broken collarbone. He doesn't have a broken neck. So, like, that rules out that mass, which is exactly what you're saying. That vehicle has a mass of X. X into Y, which is 275, equals bad Z. Like, that math does not work. It can't work.
What car was she driving?
Lexus 530.
Let's see how much that
Got to
weighs.
be 6,000 pounds at least.
Probably pretty close.
And like you were saying, the Newton weight, the actual energy transference of energy from one vehicle, from one moving vehicle mass to a stationary mass is bad news. Like, that's just
it's a lot more than the typical human body was designed to take. I'll tell you that much.
And he doesn't have the injuries even close. Like, not even a broken collarbone. Give me a collarbone. Give me a broken wrist. Give me a broken knee.
Yeah, any broken bones, right?
Would take out his knee, right?
Something.
Yeah. It weighs close to 2,000 kilos. That's 4,400 pounds.
Hey, look at me doing math.
Oh man.
Yeah, and then we need someone who can do math and say how much force that generates. Yeah, don't forget the bloody clothes bundle up on the floor in the autopsy pictures, which all of a sudden had glass in it they didn't see at the hospital.
If those fragments of glass that were found on the front lawn were even put in that bag, there you go. That all makes sense there.
Yeah, and Winnie is limiting Coffin Daffy's commenting on court TV.
You should
Yes.
you should mute that one. She doesn't give us any evidence. She does not give us anything. She just gives us the other side's talking points, which I like the other side. I want to hear from them, but all
Yeah, exactly.
they don't say nothing. They just chirp about nothing. About they made a fake Twitter page for me. Like they have that much time on their hands to make for me a fake Twitter for me. Like
Aw.
Yeah.
Like did I make the big time or like? But like that's what they have. They don't have anything. The other side. Like we're looking for facts. We're looking for the truth, and we can't get it from the people that were there.
Yeah, and again, when we're talking about force, the body damage on the car, that it's only the tail light. Again, a body is quite big, and he was 6'6" high, 6'1".
Yep.
So he was about my size. He's about an inch taller than me and 50 pounds heavier than me. It's a big dude.
Yeah, and he hits only an area this big
Just
on a car.
neck up. From the neck up, he has injuries. You see his eyes? He's got two black eyes, like he was in a fight. He's bleeding out of his nose.
It doesn't make any sense.
He got a massive in the back of his head. Oh, can I say something about the 911 call? Have you guys
You can say whatever you want.
Have you guys heard that?
Yeah, I actually.
I'm not sure if I have.
Oh.
I can try and pull up a buddy of ours, Wilhammer, cleared up the audio.
Yeah,
Hammer's awesome. I love that dude.
So this 911 call, okay. I had this for a while, and I was asked not to release it by one of the people that were in the video or in the audio, and two of the people I don't talk to or don't even care about. So you can figure out who was asked. So I don't want to play something that's gonna reflect the worst day of someone's life.
No.
And so I had to sit on that, and then someone put it on Twitter, and then it went viral, and everyone was sending it to everybody else, and this should be held in. I believe that it's so troubling and so moving. I don't think that this should be released because this is the stuff that gives people PTSD. Like, and it was too late. You can't even warn people to say, "Hey, heads up, this is going to be tough to listen to."
Yeah.
So
yeah, and they're trying to put off his internal damage as being part of the car, but yeah, that's hypothermia. That's what's in the report.
He had a broken hand, a boxer fracture, they call it, from fighting. You get that from fighting.
There's only one way you get that fracture. Only one.
Boom.
Exactly.
Yep.
You punch something. That's the only way you fracture those bones.
Did he punch the back of the car? Is that how the car got dented? Like, how does that work?
Interesting theory.
Yes.
Is this the new? Well, she didn't hit him with 64 miles per hour, 24 miles per hour in reverse, then ran him over again with John's car, then got hit by a lucky plow driver, and you're the crazy ones. Yeah, that's because as Tom said, I would really like, because I try to play this game openly, and if you are out there, if you're watching right now, and you believe all of what Tom is saying is tomfoolery. Just made that up.
No, you didn't.
You're more than welcome to. I'll skip my sleep another night and do another show where you can come on and tell me how Tom is wrong. I would really love to, instead of just calling everyone a lunatic and saying that it's just because they don't like people or they are harassing people. I would really, really like someone to come on and talk about it. And we are nice people. We'll listen to anyone, but. As Tom said, this is not the greatest. I'm going to turn it on. I have to blow my nose again, and then I'll be right back. But it's 4 minutes, so I should be back before it ends.
Turn on the audio. You got it muted.
Yeah.
Well, on the player. There you go. Shout out Valhammer.
Yeah, good job with this. Excellent job, by the way.
He's a master
I
of whatever
did.
this is. Trigger warning, yo. Trigger warning.
And you can tell that's she's genuine.
Oh yeah.
Yes, I need someone to report his Terry Schofield Road is lit now. There's a man passed out in the snow. Yes. Yeah, I don't know why he did that. Okay. I know. Where's my get? I don't see blanket Terry. Yeah. I don't know. He got out of the car and it could be an operator. Carrie? Okay.
Pause it a second. Well, it's Jennifer McCabe on the phone, if anybody doesn't know. She's the one on the phone. And then Carrie's there, and then you can hear Karen in the background screaming. So
Yeah.
You guys know.
Hey, Jude. You can hear three female voices. It's Jennifer McCabe, Carrie Roberts,
Karen. Oh, shit.
Karen Roberts, and Karen Reed. Why is the audio so weird? It's because it's a really, really, really bad recording that Wheelhammer has done his absolute best to clear up.
Let me explain something real quick. The reason that it sounds weird, okay, is Karen, when they were driving around, she's calling John on her phone, like calling, goes to voicemail, she hangs up, she calls again, it goes to voicemail, she calls again, goes, she's just beating up his phone, okay? She's nonstop calling him. They drive down the road, she had hit send. The voicemail on John's phone that was in the back seat. So this is not a 911 call. This is a voicemail that was on John's phone.
That's crazy.
Does it make sense? That as they were driving by, if you go back to the beginning, you can actually hear her drop the phone and go, John, and she jumped out of the car.
Yeah, you don't hear a 911 operator.
Yeah, that's why I was like, why can we hear her sort of, but nobody's talking back?
You're hearing
you.
It's on the cell phone. Does it make sense now?
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
yes,
yeah,
sir.
sure.
And the reason, listen, when the reasoning that the guy cleaned it up is because you can hear the windshield wipers. All you hear is the windshield wipers. So by him taking the windshield wipers out of the recording, we can hear clearer what they're saying because the windshield wipers were really washing out the sound, what it was.
Have they not released the 911 calls then?
Nope.
Why? What's the justification for that?
You hear it. You hear Jen's calm, cool voice like she's done this before. There's no urgency in her voice. The guy that she invited is dead in the front lawn, and she's just chilling on the phone. Yeah, can you get me an ambulance when you get a second here? Come
Yeah, we
on.
have a man. Have a man.
Yeah,
Man.
There's some man in the yard.
Tell me you're not screaming. Get me help now.
No
Fix
kidding.
my friend now. Right this second. Get here now. Don't ask me questions. Send an
Even
email.
if it's not my friend, if I wake up tomorrow and there's some dude laying in my front yard, like, get here now. Get here right now.
Yeah, that's what normal people do. But again, she rolls up on a dead body, calm as can be. Especially the guy that she invited over. That
Karen Reed's pretty frantic in the background.
Oh yeah.
that is troubling. That's viral. That's pain. Like
That's
real pain.
insane.
And like T59 says, the owner of the house never came outside. There's 3 people standing. It's 6 in the morning, right? But
He's a trained first responder, by the way.
yeah, and you have three. You can hear Karen, because if that's in the back of her car, you could hear it in the bedroom as well. You would wake up at some point thinking, why is there screaming outside of my house?
So at the end of the call, you're going to hear a couple things. They can't. Jennifer's cell phone records show that she made a phone call to her sister who was in the house. You can supposedly, at the end of the phone call, you can hear her whisper something of the effect like, "You're gonna fucking come out and help me," or "No one's fucking gonna come out and help me." She's saying this to her brother-in-law and her sister-in-law who are in the house, who never came out, and they're first responder. He's trained first responder. She doesn't knock on his door. Hey, come fix my friend. He's on your front. Come out here.
And as Cece says, how about on the 911 call saying it's a cop? The ambulance would have flown over there.
You would have had a much different response if she had mentioned police officer. It would have been not just the Canton call. You would have had other towns, other detectives. It would have been something.
She wouldn't have been able to. They wouldn't have been able to keep it as hush hush.
And not just that, they let her leave the scene with her vehicle, the murder weapon. So she left the scene with her murder weapon. So the chain of custody is broken because you let the murderer leave with the murder weapon. This is what we got in Massachusetts. This is our elite. These are our guys.
Yeah, and you never know how someone is going to act. Of course we don't. But she said John was a man in the snow, like she didn't know who it was. Then replied he's 46 when asked about her age, his age.
Yeah.
So yeah.
That's super weird.
Now listen. Let me ask you a question. When that car stopped and Karen got out, she bolted out of the car. Would you agree? Like, there's John. She said, like, she knew that. That's why Jen stopped the vehicle, right? He's right there. He's right there. John's right there.
I heard her screaming his name multiple times. How did she not hear it?
Then why did Jen say there's a man in the snow? She knew who it was because she got the lady in the back seat was screaming the name when she jumped out. Now Karen, Karen, the girl who was trying to save the guy. She had said that's John. So at that point in time, from that point on, there's no question whatsoever who that is in the vehicle or out in the front lawn. We know where everybody is now. No questions at all, right? Everyone's accounted for now at that moment.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think they try to tell why she's saying John is because she was screaming in the back seat about him all the time. That's why it's on the recording. That's the latest thing. That while they were riding around, she was just screaming and John in the back seat. When this audio came out, they had to figure out how to explain why she's yelling John at the beginning of the tape, and that's because she was doing that the whole time while driving around.
But think about this too, okay? And it's going to be hard for us guys to figure this out. Maybe Jamie can help us, but if for example, say you pulled an all-nighter and didn't tell your girlfriend what you were going to do, you just ghosted her. You just didn't show up, right? She's calling your phone and you're not gonna answer. You think she's a happy person when you do see her? Like she's gonna be happy.
Oh no.
No, I'm gonna
So she's livid because he didn't come home again.
exactly.
He's pissed. But what happens when she does see him? That's love. Her scream, you can hear the love in her voice by the tone of her scream. So
Yeah.
that whole thing fighting and stuff like that, that's coupled with normal stuff. I mean, what a fight is to a 10-year or 12-year-old is not what a fight is to a 40-year-old. You know, a disagreement's one thing. A fight's a different thing. You know, how kids see it is different. So what they're saying about them not getting along, I don't see it.
No, and again, the fight was over what she had fed the niece at breakfast.
Really now?
Yeah,
Really?
normally that's I told you she don't need that sugary stuff because she got hyper. Well, she wanted it, and I didn't want the fuss. That's an argument you have over breakfast.
Don't buy it.
No.
Don't buy the sugar cereal. Done. Fixed.
Yeah. Yeah, what about Carrie saying she got a call from Jen at 5 something, and that's how she found out he was dead, but the 911 call was after that.
That, you know, there's something weird about this, okay? It was Coco. It was the sister-in-law. The sister-in-law supposedly said that she got a call at 5 a.m. saying John's dead. At 5 a.m. is what she said. She got a voicemail, and the voicemail was at 5 a.m. from Jen McCabe saying John's dead. Now, they didn't find him till 6, and the phone call happened at 5. Also, which we've been looking to get our hands on, supposedly they called the Canton Police Department to ask them if they've seen a guy walking. Did you pick up somebody walking, like a 6-foot Boston cop, drunk? Happen to find someone like that? Now, mind you, every cop knows who John is. Every Canton cop, they knows he lives at One Meadows because he reported the drug dealing that was going on in front of his house.
Yeah, and that's
So-
again, an elephant. No, they're not moving this case. I think they've asked for.
No,
they haven't asked for it to be tried somewhere else. Well, then they're not moving it. But
the district attorney now we're going to fast forward. The district attorney is who asked to move the case out because the district attorney is now investigated by the FBI, or he's been being investigated. Yeah.
Yeah.
The DA is now in deep shit.
Yeah, but
Wasn't
he's
there-
saying the FBI can't go into their murder trials. It's
The
they don't
FBI,
do that.
right? The FBI
Bet.
can't get involved in the Karen trial. They're not. They're involved with the people who investigated the Karen issue, that whole thing. So, like, they can't investigate the murder itself. They can't find out that John went into that house. John went downstairs. John got beat up. Then they dragged him outside. They can't find out about that. But they can find out about the taillight pieces that weren't there. The missing library tape. Now, listen, real quick. You know how they have two different chiefs in that town? They have 2 chiefs. One of them is Chief Rafferty, the female chief. The other one is Chief Berkowitz. Now, Chief Berkowitz is on medical. He's on medical leave. And he happens to be driving by 34 Fairview. And what does he see with his own eyes? He sees a piece of taillight fragment as he was driving by.
Shocking.
You know what the
Yeah.
best part about this whole thing is? You ready for this? And no one's even figured this part out. That freaking dude is blind as a freaking bat. You see his glasses? No, I'm dead serious. Have you seen his glasses?
No.
They're freaking 3 inches thick, man. It wasn't my grandmother's. He can't see jack squat. And he found a broken small millimeter piece of taillight on his own, just driving by. He was bored one day on medical leave, and he found a piece of her taillight with his super X-ray vision.
With his X-ray vision. Yeah.
I mean, legit, the guy's blind.
Well,
With,
with his
like,
bottle cap glasses, he probably can see everything, right?
so then the chief now, Mrs. Rafferty, was saying that she never had a relationship with the other chief, but like they were just sleeping together. But it wasn't a relationship now. They're just kind of like, you know, sharing the same space between her legs, I think. I don't know. How do you put that?
Well,
Right. Like, I don't know.
inter-office corporations in horizontal positions.
I didn't get that memo. I missed it.
Yeah. We could cite as, has the prosecution turned over the evidence to the defense yet?
Nope.
Well, it's at the crime lab. If they'll just fill out the correct forms and the right signatures, it'll be there post haste.
So
And keep in mind, y'all, Karen Reed's still in jail, right? She's still
No.
sitting in.
No.
Oh,
Oh,
she's,
she's out on
Okay,
bail.
good. Whew.
and the thing is, with
And-
all the problems that we now see, right? We know the FBI's involved, right? She went to the judge and asked the judge to lower the bail so she can get the money to give to her lawyers. Judge said no.
Yeah, that's what's killer is she's still just bleeding money because of this.
Oh my! But I mean, we're not talking, $1,000 here. We're talking 10,000 here, 15,000 here, 40 here. I mean, these are all big numbers. And unfortunately, what else you gonna do? You want nothing. You want nothing but the best, right?
Yeah.
Can you afford the best?
No.
She can, as much as she can. I mean, she's, she only got so much, but that's the whole reason they won't even give her half her bail money back. And that's the judge. Now the judge is just as complicit as anything. The judge was getting money from one of the people who were in the house when the murder took place, because $475 she got for renting out her beach house to one of the people who were not witness type of a witness, but not a witness. Maybe.
Yeah.
No, wasn't there. Was there? And like these people are like nurses and stuff, and they left the dead body in the front lawn. Come on, they shouldn't be a nurse if that happened, right?
Don't they have to take some kind of oath? Some kind of
Yeah,
what is it,
hypocritical.
hypocritical at this point?
That'd be the one.
Yep.
And no, but it's just
So that's the night. That's we're only halfway through the 911 call, mind you. And we're already got so many problems. That's not how this works. That's not how a murder is, right? I mean, the Murdochs didn't get this type of 911 call, right?
Hell no. Hell no.
Yeah, thank you so much, Tom, because you're really helping us out. Yeah. Yeah, there's a report stating her parents is also helping as much as they can, but
I'm
there
sure
is
put the house on the line. I mean, how can you not do that for your kid who's innocent? That your kid's innocent. Dad, I didn't do it. What are you gonna do? Anything you can for your kid, right?
and there is a pay it to page for Justice for Karen Reed's legal defense fund, and it has raised about $250,000.
Damn.
But that's a drop in the bucket when you need an expert, you need good attorneys, you need forensic detectives. Those money disappear faster than some of the Colombian go-go powder at a Christmas party.
Snow and vertical.
Snow and vertical.
Mhm.
That's funny.
The beach house that SMC is going to bury Aiden underneath that one.
Yeah, that
something.
Sean McCabe said we're gonna bury you under Auntie Bev's beach house. That's Sean McCabe is related to Jen McCabe, and yeah,
He's the nice guy with the flying fingers.
yeah, he's got a perm. Remember them perms? He's got a perm.
Oh my god.
Gay. The only guy that's been able to pull off a perm in the last 30 years was Justin Timberlake.
Well, when you get that much, you can pull anything off.
Exactly.
So I'm gonna write something down because I don't want to forget about it. Guys are gonna love this one.
That's funny.
And let's play the last 2 minutes because it's so amazing. Every time we bring up just a sliver, we can talk 20 minutes about it because it just doesn't make sense.
I know, Mark. I know, Andrew. I know.
I know, honey. Is that the way you talk to your?
That's so dismissive. It's sad.
It's
It's dismissive is what it is. It's just go. I got it. Yeah. I know. So dismissive.
Yeah.
Wrong.
Well, I'm focusing on other things right now. I've got things on my mind. I know he's dead. I've known he's dead for hours now. I know, honey. I know. Go away. Let me focus on how I'm supposed to speak right now.
How?
Yeah.
How? Like, how do you say that to somebody?
Yeah, I know. That's something you say when your kids come in with a bruised knee. Yeah, I know, honey. Yeah. And Wicked Psych, thank you so much for the super chat. Thanks for getting up in the middle of the night for this, Baker. Well, it's my pleasure because I need to get up in the middle of the night to talk to people who know stuff about this case. And Tom is an absolute blast to have on. And we have over 100 people watching across our platforms, and everyone, thank you all so much for showing up. This case it's fascinating and frustrating at the same time. But thank you so much, Wicked. And I know there's a lot of questions I might not be pulling up, and some of you asked the same 3 times in a row, but I'll try to pull them up and ask when there's a little break. But Tom has the same disease I have. When we start going, we're hard to stop. And the problem is, opposite me, who always talks but never says anything, he says a lot when he's talking. So I'll try to answer to ask your questions. And Nancy Berry says there was more snow inside the house that night than outside.
And where did it come from? Evidence locker, Canton Police Department.
Well, if John O'Keefe was reporting the trafficking in front of his house, I'm a little curious as to who was supplying that trafficker.
Would you be surprised if it was someone that worked at the police department?
Nope.
Not even a little bit.
Now, would you be surprised if John O'Keefe called the police department and the dispatching officer, right, the guy who is at the desk, the dispatcher, gets the call? Oh, there's drug dealing at One Meadows Avenue out front? Really? Oh, okay. Hangs up. Who takes the call? Who says, I got it? I got this call.
Oh, it's got to be our boy. It's got to be.
It's an Albert. Ryan
Shocking.
Albert. Works Canton Police Department. He took that call. I got that.
Yeah.
Imagine that.
100% Tom or BPD. BPD.
Boston Police Department.
BPD.
Make sure you tag Haley's question. She has a question.
Haley is confused. Were they all out drinking at the bars or just at the house? Was Karen drinking too? Just curious about everything. They were all at the bars together. And around midnight, Jennifer McCabe invites John and Karen to the Albert's residence. They are coming over there, and a little after the other people. Karen says, well, I didn't really want to go on. She had been drinking, probably even too much to be driving. But again, it's an illness that a lot of people have, that they grab a wheel when they have been drinking, and they shouldn't do. And she drops him off And around 4:30 in the morning, she begins to wonder where he is because he hasn't come home. So that part of the story, everyone is in line for. They were out drinking, having a good time. Jennifer McCabe claims there was an argument between John and Karen. As the only person, I haven't seen it corroborated by any other testimony.
Not even
So,
the video from the bar doesn't even show them arguing.
But wait, who was out drinking? Because it was Karen, John, and who else? It wasn't
Jennifer, the Alberts.
Was it the Alberts too? Or was
Yeah, everybody was out drinking. Okay, all the people that were involved, they were all out drinking. They went to 2 different bars, and then they said that there was a after party. One of the Alberts was having a birthday party at the house. One of the kids. So they're all related. All the kids are close. So they had a birthday party. It was so and so's birthday. Trust me, in a family that's that close, they all got matching chest crests, tattoos. If they're that close, that everyone knew that the party was going on. So the party was going to continue after the bars. Now, when they were at the bars, Karen bought a round of drinks for everybody. She bought 9 shots. There were 9 people. She bought 9 shots. And I think she drank 1 or 2, but regardless, they're going to say that she had 9 drinks and she was plastered. Let me tell you a couple things about Karen. She's got some sickness, like legit sickness, serious stuff. Like, you shouldn't be drinking on the medication that she's taken for that stuff. But if she did, and she maybe did a little extra drinks with that medication that she's taken, she probably, ended up drunk one way or the other, impaired, we'll say. She drove John to the house. Now, John, for whatever reason, we don't know, he said he's going to run in. So John runs into the house. Karen waits for him outside. He never comes back out. She's got to go to the bathroom. She's sitting out front. She's got to go to the bathroom really bad now. It's been 10 minutes. What does she do? She drives 5 minutes up the road to the house and goes home and goes to the bathroom because she's got colitis or something that's like medical. Like she needs to use the bathroom.
Mhm.
So she's not going to sit in front of the house and wet her pants. No one's going to do that. If she's going to need, and she's not going to knock on the door to go in the bathroom at the house. It's because she doesn't know them. Like
I was
John,
gonna say, she doesn't really know them very well. He does.
No.
He knew.
Correct. He knew of them. He didn't know them.
Yeah.
And if you read the testimony, Brian Albert says that he knew John, but didn't know John. Like he knew of him, but he didn't know John personally. And yet the guy is invited over to your house by Jen. Well, okay. That's on Jen.
Yeah. That's what I remember being really weird. Because I was like, wait, he only knows one person. Because I thought he only knew Jen. And they were all like, we kind of know this guy. We don't really know this guy. So
Yeah, and Sassy Pants asked, Tom, were you able to find out if Walness ordered paint for John's car?
Well, see, I need to get the VIN number so I can run the VIN number through like the GM dealerships and the Lexus dealerships. If you buy anything for a vehicle, you need to have the VIN number. So if Wantless needed to buy paint for the car, for John's car, or buy a rear wiper assembly, they would have it on record and file to that VIN. I haven't had a chance to get the VIN, to run the VIN, to find out if those parts were ordered. But if they were ordered, I'm gonna find out. I just don't have her VIN yet. I've never talked to Karen, so I'm not gonna ask her, hey, can I have the VIN to your car so I can run it?
If all the kids left before John got there, where did they go? Their own apartments? They're all kids living with their parents. Yeah, and John had some kind of beef with was Chris Albert?
Colin.
He only had beef with one person. Everyone else you've ever talked to that knows John or has met John, great person, great guy, You're just wonderful. Not one bad word. And I've talked to a lot of people that know John. I've heard not one bad thing about him. But Colin, which is Chris Albert's punk kid, he was fucking with John for a long time. Like a long time. When John went to Aruba, if you saw the pictures of him and Karen in Aruba, the whole time, Colin was hitting the Ring doorbell, flipping him off. He had a party in John's backyard when John was on vacation just to piss John off and hit friggin' the Ring camera. And now I had all his drunk buddies go up to the camera, fuck you, while John's on vacation. This kid's partying in his backyard.
Yeah. And Iris at Vin isn't public record, question mark. Usually it's under a FOIA.
I have a, I'm looking for another way to get it.
Okay, yeah. And
I need VIN to Karen's, and I need a VIN to John's. Problem is getting John's VIN. I don't think his family's gonna let me get near the vehicle, to let alone.
probably not, because.
So can I talk about that? I don't know if
you can
want
talk about whatever you want. You're the guest here. You are the guy with the knowledge. And I'm sorry, Chad, I'm not able to bring up. You are very. I know we made it a Q&A, but I like that a lot of people too in the chats are writing in answers to all the questions that pops out there.
People have got this. They're deep. They're in this deep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I really, because I see a lot of my viewers maybe not into it that deep. Your guys know a lot more than my crew. That's why I love to have you on here with and why I love to have a Turn Boy on, because you have all the knowledge. I can only, as I said, skim the surface because I stream way too many hours a day. So I love having people on with knowledge.
There's so much in this case. It's just every single piece of this case has a footnote. I don't know how else it's. You ready for this? John's brother is driving his car now. Okay? The Chevy Traverse. John's brother.
Not John. I don't think Peter. Do you mean no, John? I don't think Peter.
No. John's Chevy Traverse. His brother's driving it.
So,
yeah, John's brother is driving John's vehicle now. Okay.
uh-huh.
John's brother was responsible for the GoFundMe for the kids, and like that was $350K. That we don't know where that went. And I'm not sure if you're aware of this over where you live, but in Massachusetts, if you lease a vehicle like a Lexus 530, you have to have more insurance on it than average person. So if your liability is $500,000, if you lease a vehicle, it's $1 million for accidental death.
Jesus.
Because it's a lease, because it's not, you're borrowing the car. It's not
Right.
necessarily yours. So they make the rates higher for liability. So guess who put the claim in for the cool $1 million?
His brother.
Same dude that's responsible for that missing 350. 1.3 missing. Now, I don't know about you, but are these kids wearing gold clothes, like gold jackets and gold pants, and like, because this is money's for the kids, right? This is for the kids. This is the money for the kids, right?
Supposed to be.
Yep.
1.3 million here. This ain't. Why do you think he wants Karen to be found guilty? Because he's already got the money and it's spent. Hey, listen, it wasn't murder. It was a different type of murder, but it wasn't the vehicle. So you have to give us $1 million back. That's gonna be a day. Yep, that day's coming.
Yeah, if Karen's not responsible, then her insurance claim it's null and void.
Yeah, bingo.
And thank you so much, Brandon, for the super chat. You have been an absolute chief today. You're way too kind.
Blasco's the man.
He is the
is.
manliest of men. But I just I started starring things so I could remember it. Haley Wolf is asking, what would other theory or motive be if it's people in the house, and someone is, I think they want me to pronounce the name Staunton. I don't know. And Snatch is saying Jen McCabe's phone shows her pacing back and forth all night before Karen Reed called her. I think there's some arguments about that. John's brother is driving. Evidence? Yeah, because the car is hid outside the house. And Brandon just said posted, but thank you so much, Brandon.
Can you continue? So just so we're kind of keeping with the story too. So she left to go to the bathroom and she left John there, right?
She drove away. And the reason she drove away is when they were in Aruba, John went out drinking. Well, they both went out drinking, but she went back to the room for the kids.
Mm-hmm.
He ended up like not coming back to the room that night, and he was plastered. So she had a problem with the amount that he was drinking. I think that's what the arguments were about, was the volume that he was intaking, not the fact that he was drinking. I think it was just the amount that he was drinking. He was drinking and getting hammered. So when he walked into the house for the quote after party that she didn't want to go to, he never came back out. And she says, you know what? I ain't waiting no more. I'm done. This is the second time or third time he's pulled this. I'm out. And she tapped out and drove home.
Yeah, now, and that's totally reasonable if he had a tendency to fall in a beer hole, as we call it in Denmark.
And if you keep reading the report, they all say that she didn't feel good.
Yeah.
That's code for, hey, I have to go to the bathroom. I want to go home. And she's not going to go into a stranger's house and go to the bathroom. Not happening. Because she didn't know these people. She just met them that night. Well, she met them before, but wasn't like intimate with them. She knew them, but I don't think she would go over their house, know them. Like she knew who they were, that type of thing. She didn't know them good enough to ask to go to the bathroom.
Well, especially if she lives so close. I mean, why not just go home?
Yeah, because we all pee best at home. I would rather go 5 minutes and hold it 5 minutes more. Courtney Reagan.
I'm not using a public bathroom or a stranger's bathroom. Just not doing it.
Not happening.
Courtney Regan says, don't forget to mention Karen was the one who set up the trust fund for the kids and bailed John's brother out of jail at one time. Melanie Parker, the brother put an addition on his house without having to do a mortgage. Well, that's nice.
Oh, weird.
Leandra says, Paul O'Keefe, fun fact, Karen bailed Paul out of jail, but it's against Karen. And Stace says, Tom, she put up a college fund for the kids. She's still paying the car that the cops have.
Yep, all true. All that is true. The cops have possession of her car. She's still going to make payments on it. Still going to pay the insurance on it.
Yep.
That's disgusting.
They're not like she can't do anything. But what can she do? She's under pretty much house arrest.
Mm-hmm.
She's charged murder. We're murder here, not assault and battery, not accidental, not vehicular, no, nothing. Murder.
Well, and to expound on that, I don't know if anybody's ever tried to get a job with a pending serious case over their head. I haven't, but I know a bunch of people that have, and nobody's going to hire you. Nobody's going to take the risk that you're about to be in prison tomorrow. Like that, you're basically stuck in limbo. Yeah,
and Soggy Bamboo says, I honestly wonder what would have happened if Karen had went into him. Well, maybe maybe she would have had a little blunt force trauma too.
Who knows?
Blunt force trauma, y'all. Blunt force trauma.
I have a question. Has anyone here had an animal like a dog in the past?
Oh yeah, I've got a giant pit bull in the other room.
Okay, so you've seen that before.
Oh yeah, I know exactly what that is.
Okay, I'm just checking because I've had dogs my whole life, and I knew I didn't have to be told what that was.
No,
I know.
Close.
I've had that. I've had that myself. I've been there. I know that.
That's I have a small goat farm. Like I'm around animals more than I am people.
You
I know
know,
what that is. I know exactly what that is.
you know, you want to talk about the canine itself? Do I know about what do you know about Chloe? What do you know about her?
So I know very little. I know that she was an ex-police dog, I believe.
No.
No, okay, I don't know shit. I know that she was she disappeared then. I know that.
They tried to make her a canine. Like they put her through the canine course.
Okay.
She was a little too aggressive. She was a biter. So
Okay.
they nixed that one.
So I was on the right page anyway.
Well,
Yeah.
but
You
just
feel-
to remind people, Chloe is
German Shepherd that Brian
But-
Albert owned.
yeah. And he had that dog at the house that night.
The dog would have been freaking out.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
In one of the things I've read, they said that the dog was barking and they put the dog in a room because there was so many people for the birthday party. There were so many people there. No, the dog was not good with strangers. When he got asked in the grand jury about the dog, he said the dog's not good with strangers. The dog had previously bit 2 other people and sent them to the hospital to get treatment. So this is John's the 3rd person that dog has bitten that we know of.
hmm
Now, what's really odd, and again, anyone that has an animal, let me ask this question. Who gets rid of a dog they've had for 7 years?
Unless you're,
Gotta have a hell of a reason.
yeah, you got to have a hell of a reason.
Fathom that for a second. You have a dog for
Yeah.
7 years, you're getting rid of him?
Mm.
No. He did. He sold his house for $50,000, less than market value. After he had the cellar floor done, after 3 years. He just had it done.
Yeah, and thank you, Nicholas Starrow, for rating us. Nicholas is another, he's a lawyer out of Sweden. Don't hold it against him. He is Swedish, but still a good person.
Early
And
to
well- Well, and welcome to all of them. And I'm just, I know a lot of people are asking me to pull up stuff. I'm trying to start, and whenever there's a break, I'll read all of them so we can try and go through it, because I kind of feel instead of having one question, let's round up a few and we can, because there's so many questions. And
There really is.
is.
And there shouldn't be. There really shouldn't be any questions because we're looking at facts, right? What we're looking here is a fact. It's like that arm is bitten. That's a fact. We know
That
what
didn't
that
happen
is.
from a car. A
Mhm.
car didn't back into a man and make those marks on his arm.
Well,
No,
I have a question. That's why I was kind of like going through the story. So once she left and went home, was there any contact from her end to John?
No.
Like, she trying to reach out? to
she
him?
starts calling him at 4:30 in the morning.
Yeah, she went home and went to sleep.
She
Yeah.
passed out on the couch.
Okay.
Yeah.
So she went home, passed out, and then woke
Woke
up, wasn't there.
Exactly correct.
Okay.
And she starts calling him at 4:30, and then at 5 something calls the girls and says he didn't return. Do you know where he is? I think he might have been hit by a plow or something like. So it's consistent. To me, as a person who have never been in the U.S. and it's consistent to what I would have done if my girlfriend hadn't shown up when I fell asleep. Thank you so much, Brandon. Brandon has a dog for sale if anyone needs one.
Brandon.
But you're going back on the board again. And I start a few more. Iris says, well, wait, she bought a round of 9 drinks at the bar for the group that she didn't know. Well, when Valhalla and I are going to Dollywood, I'm going to buy him his favorite drink, a Bud Light, even though I only know him. Because you do that in a group setting. You give around.
That's how you break the ice, right? If you're
Exactly.
she's the outsider. She's not in this clique. She's trying to do the right thing and be nice, right? So she buys the round of drinks.
Let me buy the first round of shots. Let me buy the first round of shots.
Especially if it's a heavy drinking environment. Then we have Elephant said, so they already spent the money? Well, maybe. Stay saying the kids say they were always arguing and going to break up. Yeah, but again, the argument we heard about was over sugary breakfast cereal.
But
So
wait a minute. What is an argument to a 13-year-old versus what's an argument to a 40-year-old that's in a relationship for 2 years?
Right.
I mean,
yeah,
you're talking two different types of arguments. What's a discussion between the adults is an argument with the kids.
yeah, and again, we saw in the Zachariah Anderson case how kids can remember stuff after hearing it from some adults that they probably should remember it like this. But I have a few more. Jen McCabe was instigating the fight between Karen and John. Iris said, and now Chloe is on a farm down in Mexico. Yeah, because we can mention what we all believe. Jamie will cry if she's not in the
She's on a
filled
nice
up
farm somewhere. That's all.
Yeah, she's not in the filled up swimming pool. Don't
She's
think
on a
about
nice
it.
farm somewhere, Jamie. It's okay.
And Elephant says, can they use the pics from the two other people to match those marks? Well, that'll be hard if you don't have the dog and they don't have the pictures.
I think I know what he's talking about. I'm not sure if the hospital takes pictures of the wounds. I don't remember usually not. I don't think they do. When I got stitches before, the doctors weren't taking pictures of the wounds. So I don't think they'd have anything to reference the bite marks, to reference the teeth on that. So I know where he's going. I don't think we have anything to reference that with, unfortunately.
Yeah, and Frankie Broadcast says, I was bitten by a German Shepherd before on my stomach and on the side of my torso. The marks look just like Jam's arm. And Jadams says, John on the ground, he got someone in a headlock. That's how and why the dog was scratching at John. German Shepherd's dog nails protrude. It's a better explanation than blunt force trauma. And we have Brandon for another 5 super chat. We can create the heavy drinking environment. Well, that's Valhalla's job.
So
He's
my question
he's a
is this.
designated drinker.
I was gonna say, Brandon, you're in the wrong chat for that, buddy.
So if
Thank you
these
so much, Brandon.
if these wounds, right, are caused by that Lexus, where is the blood and the DNA on the Lexus? Because if the glass and the hair are still there, like they claim, mind you, you know what the hair was? It was a hair. Do you know what it was? I was gonna tell you. When Karen when she bought her Lexus or leased it, they gave her a snow brush. The snow brush is a special snow brush. It's made with horsehair, so it doesn't scratch the friggin' clear coat in the car. It doesn't hurt the paint when you wipe the snow off. It was snowing. She used the snow brush to get the snow off her car. That's the hair. It's from the snow brush. It's a piece of horsehair.
Well, it would be useful if we had the old light, the old rear light, instead of
if they'll just sign over the forms, they will look into it. And Brandon, again, you've been way too kind today. Has to be maxed out soon. Come on, YouTube. My hands are going to give out. Also, ask Drex for German Shepherd bite treatmental. Well, that's a different breed of German Shepherd that Drex is an expert on. But I will ask him if I ever get to talk to him. But you sir made it so I need my new board tomorrow. Oh, and yeah, and where's any of the blood? That's a great question. Again, a 24 mile per hour, 5,000 pound impact. How do you lose evidence? Well, you don't lose it. You just keep it in the lab and never turn it over.
You accidentally misplace it, is what you do.
And it's that easy to be corrupt. Like it's that easy. Just don't do it. Just don't turn in the evidence. Don't do this form. Don't fill that form out. It's wrong. It's all wrong.
We'll just make this little mistake in the paperwork for the evidence transfer, and then that evidence no longer counts in the case. It's gone.
You know that when Proctor, who was the lead investigator, when he did the investigation, he wrote down the individuals' names incorrectly. Everybody, all the people that were there, he misspelled their names on purpose. So when you Googled them, they wouldn't come up as being in the house. Pretty nice, huh? A cop A lead investigator gets 4 different people's last names wrong. A cop gets a name wrong. Why do you think they ask for your license? Give me your license. I don't want to hear it. Give me a license. They copy your license. He didn't even do that. He wrote their names down incorrectly.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
Bob Brown wanted me to mention. I sorry, Bob, I missed it, and because again we are 170 people right now across 3 platforms, so things go a bit fast sometimes. So please put it in again if I miss it. I will try to put in a lot of at the time. But he says Baker, Jen McCabe was flirting with John and flirting with him. Text to have him come over. McCabe is married to that DF Matt. She was jealous of Karen and set her up.
I can see that. I can absolutely. Jen is that evil. I could see her doing that. That's sad.
Yeah. And hey, Nick, thank you so much for redirecting. And who else? Or you just don't test it. That's all lines. Red's favorite. Yeah. And if you test it, you use a tech who flunked her exam.
And that's the lady who said that was a hair. She flunked her exam.
Yeah. Have a good night's sleep, Nicholas. You've been
night,
burning the
Nicholas.
midnight oil as well.
Can you talk about the video camera? Or was it the library?
Well,
Oh yeah.
I did a couple other things, by the way.
Okay.
I went back to the scene, and where the accident happened, I did a 180. I turned around, and wouldn't you know, who am I looking at? The deputy chief of Canton. I'm looking at his house. And
Oh,
wouldn't you know, guess what? That dude got 3 different cameras on his house looking at the murder scene. 3 cameras, 3 ring cameras on his house looking directly at the murder scene. What do you think he did with the footage? Anybody?
Oh, I'm guessing
Well-
it's unavailable.
You got that right.
Yeah, and the library photos, as if I remember from the hearing, there was a little problem. They had it, but it got deleted magically. And Lefty, thank you so much for the 3 corner kisses. You are a sweetheart.
Something like 1 minute of footage is missing off the library camera.
They had it.
Mm.
And
so
then
explain where that comes into play.
okay.
So that anybody that's not sure what we're talking about.
Right. Okay. So the camera is really important. Okay. The camera will set the time of Karen driving by the library to the house, and we know from the library to where the murder took place. We know how long it takes to get there in the snow, so we can lessen the time. We know what time Karen got home because she called John and left the message. When she was talking, you can hear her high heels walking on the cement floor in the garage. So we know what time she got home, but we don't know what time she went to the library or went by the library. So they pulled the footage and they had it. They sent it to Proctor, who sent it to Lally, who didn't get the link, and the link expired, which means that the file expired, which means that what they took out and what they gave is no longer in evidence. It's gone. And no one touched it but the prosecution. It's now missing. It's gone.
Yeah, and the prosecution is stating the library had motion activated cameras that didn't pick it up, or she went home a different way. That could have been confirmed through other cameras, but yeah, well, and they didn't really go into those cameras. And Bob Brown, you can super chat me, or I have a account over on Buy Me a Coffee, I think it's called. Maybe if Iris is still here, she can drop a link. Well, I'm not going to pull that up, Catherine Morlock, but that's quite some statement. Well, James Phobos says them people in that house are in for a rude awakening, and the cops that cover it up. Well, if they don't get away with it, then they are in for a rude awakening.
Listen, they can't have it both ways. Okay, he was either on the lawn at 12:30 or he wasn't. If he was on the lawn at 12:30, every person in that house, they're all complicit in this murder because not one person in that house come out to help him when they left. And he wasn't covered with snow at that point because it wasn't snowing that hard. And he was missing a shoe. Now,
Sorry,
mind
did you say it wasn't snowing that hot?
nope, not at
Not
12,
by that late.
12:30 it wasn't. No, it was snow
Sorry,
after-
it's. I never ever heard it wasn't snowing that hot before. I love your accent. I know why Jamie is in love with you. It's I love that accent. And thank you, Brandon, who's saying it's your cousin from Boston.
Boston.
I hope I'm told I'm racist when I do accents. I hope it's okay. I do a Boston accent.
So I got a question. You're 6 feet. You said you're 6 feet, right?
I am, yeah.
What size shoe do you take?
11 and a half.
9.5?
11 and a half.
Because
Yeah,
John,
I wear a 10. So
John was a
Yeah,
12 and a half shoe. That's a
Makes sense.
massive, massive shoe. To me, it's a clown shoe. I wear friggin' 9.
12
So,
and a half is a pretty big shoe.
so you even take your shoe. You're 11, right? And you
11
throw
and a half.
throw it.
Give me my half, man. Give me my half. 11 and a half.
I'll make it 12. Go throw that on your neighbor's lawn. They're gonna say, "Hey, dude, you missing a shoe?" Because they're
Oh,
gonna be
absolutely.
able to see it. John was missing a shoe, and it wasn't a little one either. How? How do they miss a shoe? The Canton
yeah, but
police
they see a speck of tail light.
sliver.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Now,
Now, if you look at the footage of when, and this is the best part, I love it, the footage of the news of that night, okay, where you see the police cars and the lights, in the shoveling. When you see that, I don't know if you saw that footage. You can see the curb. They're on the other side of that curb where they found the taillight.
Yeah.
So, again, there's no way she would have jumped the curb and you made a mess of that front lawn like you read about.
yeah, and let's just do a rundown again with I have to go to the right place. Have anyone else seen a case where the defense has to do all the investigation? Yeah. Check MG. He's doing the Rudolph case. The police lead investigator said, "No one told me to look for the evidence, so I didn't."
Yep.
Police is doing absolutely the bare minimum. What they're doing most is just looking at the person they want to indict, and they are saying, what can make that stick? If they find someone, it's normally the closest person. If you're gonna get killed, it's, I think 85% of the time is the person sleeping next to you or wanting to sleep next to you. So they're just pointing the finger at them and saying, he did it.
Yep.
And Smitty says, it's amazing how most of the focus is on Chris Albert, but not on his brother Brian. It's crazy how he doesn't get hardly the attention of anyone else. And Sonny is saying, hello from Delray Beach, Florida. Welcome. Florida, Australia of America. And Haley Wolf is saying, so if the people in the house did it, why are the cops doing a cover-up? Oh, you can talk for hours about that. Are they just too stubborn to admit they were wrong at first with accusing Karen, or do they have something on the PD? Well, wait, that'll be I can take a bio break while you talk about that. And broken cocktail glass is all that the Canton PD found that morning. And Let's Go Brandon is asking, where's Dave? Dave was streaming earlier. I don't know if he's still doing. He was doing a member stream. I haven't seen him while this stream, but if he's not live, I can shoot him a link. But
yeah.
He was live earlier.
Haley
Yeah.
was one that doesn't know about this case, so that's why she has those questions. And I figured you better come when we have Tom on because he'll tell you everything.
I mean, with everything that we've spoken about so far,
Baker sent him a link.
right? How can you square this with any other murder case that you've heard about? I mean, there's some crazy stuff that goes on. I get that, but every single solitary the taillight, even John's arm, his clothes, the phone calls, Jen McCabe not sleeping all night. There's so much, and everything has like a footnote to it.
Everything.
Well, with what happened, do you believe that he went in that house and got into a confrontation with somebody and that's what happened?
I do.
I know that John was murdered inside that house. I can't tell you how I know, but I know that happened inside that house.
I would say that's a safe assumption without knowing what you know. I think wholeheartedly that's pretty obvious at this point.
Yeah, it happened. So everything that transpired, or everything that's been said other than that, has been from one person and one person only, Jen McCabe. Take out Jen McCabe from this entire equation, and what do you have? You don't even have manslaughter.
Yeah.
No.
You got nothing.
And just another little thank you, Brendan, for saying he's gonna come. Well, thank you for being here while you do that. And Mr. Bob Brown, one of your followers, gave me 5 corner kisses over on Buy Me a Coffee. Don't think about if you're new here why I call it that. It's from another trial. That's from the Karen Tyler case, where a lesbian woman had a boyfriend who was only allowed to kiss her on the corner of the mouth. So it just became a thing. Yeah.
Also,
your donation goes to my app, so that's why I put it on this one and put it on the board, and I'll thank you. But we are a little behind because there's a lot of questions here, and I'm going to have a bio break, Jamie. So now you can ask your question.
Is that the same Bob that I know? Like, is that my buddy Bob?
Yeah, that's Bob Brown, your buddy.
Man, that guy, I tell you, he picked me up and turned this way and said, "We're gonna walk this way." Like, he legit picked me up off the ground and turned me and we're going here. And we did. It was amazing.
You need one of those friends in your life. You really do.
Yeah, he's awesome. He is awesome. Yep.
Yeah, I really like that that video you showed with the pizza. Just the camaraderie and the good-hearted people around this cause. I really like to see how it's just the nice people, because on YouTube people call people all kinds of things. On Twitter it's even worse. But I just like to see that video where people were just so nice and so accommodating to each other. And again, I don't know the facts. I know what I think of the facts. I love having Tom on to tell us his opinion, but it has to go through the court before we can say anything with because it's the law. But I really like the people that, because we were a little afraid that some haters would come in and stuff like that, but people are really nice, asking way too many questions for me to catch up with. I'm sorry, but so I really like this community, and I love having you on, Tom.
Real quick, you want the haters. You want that.
Yeah.
Because they make it fun. I mean, if they're not interested in you, but yet they spend all their time watching you, I think that's a win.
Chat engagement is a benefit, y'all. No matter if it's positive or negative, the more somebody that's a hater posts in chat, the better it is for a streamer. Period. Yep. If they dislike your video, it's just as good as liking your video. It's still engagement.
Yep.
Bring on the haters. Let them come. Let them come.
One thing that we forgot to mention that's kind of interesting also is the searches that Jennifer McCabe did.
Bro.
Oh, I have the slides. I'm just so way behind. These are the steps of John's his Apple iPhone. And where he's
Honest
moving till 12:32 a.m. and then starts moving again at around 6:11 and keeps moving after he's dead. So they didn't put the phone. They didn't shut it off at least.
So
That
real quick, right?
I'm
Somebody
just having a bio break. You just keep talking.
Go ahead, buddy.
somebody did the math, and it's 180 steps at 6:21 from where he was found to inside the house. So if his phone was left inside the house, they took it.
Take it back outside to
They
his
walked
body.
they picked the phone up inside the house at 6:11. We have his phone. We're right. Think about
Oh
this.
shit! Oh shit! Here's his phone. We need this out of our house right now. Take it outside and put it in his pocket.
Oh shit! The ambulance is coming to get him real quick. 6:21. That's why Jennifer said they found the phone under his body. Now, if Jennifer went in the house and got the phone and walked 180 steps, she can say whatever she wants. Because now, how can Jennifer say the phone was under the body but she's sitting in the fucking car?
There's no way. How would you know that unless you had prior knowledge?
Yep.
Jennifer said the phone was underneath him. How's that square out?
Everything about this case screams bullshit.
Mhm.
Every single narrative screams bullshit.
It doesn't. Again, I was talking to him earlier. Like, I lose sleep over this stuff because none of this stuff squares away with me. Like, it can't. Like,
Yeah.
Now you see how the phone moved at 6:11 and 6:21. The prosecution is saying we can't rely on any of this data because John was dead at 6 o'clock. He was incapable of moving at 6:11 or 6:21. So the phone.
What was moving his phone?
Well, it's funny. Look at 6:21, 180 steps.
626 on this chart.
I look at 6:21.
There's no entry for 6:21 a.m.
6:15, then 6:26. So 6:15, you mean 180?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes.
All
Yes.
right.
Yes.
There you
Yes. I'm wrong one.
Oh, wait. He
I'm
was
over to the right.
I
And
got
the
you.
end
Oh,
time.
that's the end time. That's the end time.
Right. I'm looking at the end time.
Yep.
So the end time is 6:21. It's 180 steps outside. They give the phone to the cop, Officer Lank. He puts it in his pocket and he goes in the house and interviews the people in the house. He only walked 173 steps back into the house.
Well, that's probably my guess is because he has longer legs than
He's-
Jen McCabe.
Yep, his strides is different. You're absolutely right. And then look at the end time at 6:43. He's outside the house. He's gone 192 steps, kind of close, because he's probably walking around outside talking to the other cops. Look at the phone in his pocket.
Takes a second. Talks to this guy. Walks over here. Talks to that guy.
Bingo, So because they're saying that the phone moved after John was taken, we can't trust this data. That's what they're saying to us. But it does make sense what I just said, though, doesn't it?
100%. Do they not have body cams? Does nobody have a body cam?
Nope.
And the McCabe or the Albert's house cameras don't have any of this with time logs.
Well,
the police chief across the street doesn't have any of these camera angles with time logs.
The deputy chief across the street has all this stuff, but he decided that he was going to delete the footage because it was not of any value that he determined on his own.
This would have been so easy to prove, y'all. This would have been so easy to just squash once and for all.
I got a good one for you. You ready, dude? Guess who's got a camera that was undisclosed?
Who?
Brian Albert. The freaking house where he was murdered. He's got cameras, dude. He didn't disclose that he has cameras. The grand jury member asked him if he has cameras at his house. And the guy, Lally, said, did you get a camera for Christmas? And he says, yeah, I think I got a Nest thing. I don't know. That's what he said. So he does have a Google Nest camera at his house. So yeah, he's got the video. I'm sure.
I think Turtle Boy actually was telling us once that I think he said 3 cameras on the house pointed towards the street.
That's the deputy chief's house.
Yeah.
I went to his house and videoed his house.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was talking about Albertsons. I thought Albertsons had cameras up and
Well,
obviously up.
They do. They do. But we're trying to find out now what type of cameras he has. Does he have Ring cameras? Does he have Google Nest cameras? What type of cameras does he have? We're trying to figure that out now because he never told us.
This should have all been disclosed. The second they realized that there was a body there, why would they not have pulled all of these cameras to figure out what happened to the body, aside from the fact? Go ahead.
But we're talking about a cop that knows already.
Well, that's the point. That's the point.
He's a murder cop. He's in charge of people's murders. Like, he knows of all
That's the
people.
point I'm making, right? It's pretty obvious to me, a layman goat farmer in East Tennessee, that the first thing you would do to try to solve this murder where somebody lost their goddamn life out in the street would be to pull all of the cameras in the area to see who was in fact there at the time that this poor man perished.
Yeah, I couldn't be bothered. They didn't bother doing that.
It's insane. It's absolutely insane to think that they would believe that people would just let this okay, no big deal, whatever.
Right, Val? Because how many cases have we watched over the years where they pull every camera on the freaking block?
First thing
And they should.
Movement that somebody makes to prove something.
And they should. When you can track a car leaving from a parking lot, going across town, going up to the next town over, down through the freeway or whatever, whatever the case is, right? We've seen cases where they literally photograph hours of a car traveling. But we can't
We saw it in the Carolyn Tyler case. That's a 14-year-old case. I have a lot of thank yous to give. Brandon, another 5 saying, did we stop post-tots?
I need
No,
a
we
bio break.
didn't. Brandon for another 5 saying post, and Brandon for another 5 saying it. I will post it. Then we had, I'm so far behind. Sassy Pants, thank you so much for saying awesome show. Thank you. No, thank all of you for showing up, and thanks Tom so very much.
Thank you guys.
And we have Stace, just a super chat. I don't know if you missed a message, but I probably missed it as well, because while I had my bio break, I had 26 new messages, and I had 3 corner kisses from Peach Peony as well. All of them are going. I should show it on the screen. I'm not good at this. Oh, this. They're all going on the board, and I need a new board up for tomorrow. But thank you all so much for the support, and please remember to go and like and love my wonderful co-hosts. And let's just see if there's anything. Just
Likes on your
but-
channel. Can we all hit the like button here, like on your channel, like on the YouTube thing? Can we hit the thumbs up button, everybody?
Yeah.
do
And
just-
then
It'll
Yeah.
be very much on every channel, and go and love other love we have to be getting close to 100.
yeah.
Well, Brandon, you are close to 100 today, if it is, and we are having let's get some. Well,
Oh my God.
Brandon, you're crazy today. Thank you so much. We will have this board filled today. It's
And
Thank-
talk about the infamous search of how long does it take to die in the snow?
So that
this part.
right. Know how I told you I was a police officer? I was a police officer for 3 years. I hated it. Okay. I hated the job, and that's a whole nother show. But I was young enough that I made enough money that I opened a computer company back in 1997. Like before internet. There were only 6 websites. Prodigy was one of them. You had to actually dial up Prodigy to go to their website.
Yeah.
So the internet from back in 1997 to today is the exact same internet.
Thank you, Brandon.
When you do a search, you're asking for data. The computer goes out, does the query, gets the data, and brings it back, puts it together on your screen. Okay. when Jen McCabe takes her phone and opens up the internet, the phone knows she hit the internet. When I hit this button, my phone turns on. It knows I just hit that button. It logged it. It logs everything you do.
Mm-hmm.
So when Mrs. McCabe at 2:27 in the morning, she thinks she's gonna go and do a search to see how long it takes to die in the cold. But she spelt it wrong. She spelt it HOS instead of W, long to die in the cold. So it's house long to die in the cold. The prosecution is saying she didn't do that. We have an expert. Expert said that at 2:27 she was looking at the basketball scores of her daughter's basketball team. The problem is the website she was on, there's no scores on it at all. Her daughter's team, the basketball team she was looking up, they don't even post scores. So that's a lie again, and yet another lie from Jen McCabe. Yet prosecution says that search didn't happen. The defense has proof that 2:27, her phone at XXXXXXXX time searched HOS long to die in the cold. That's a fact. And I don't care who you are. The phone and the searches that you do on your phone are there forever. They're logged. Everything you do is logged. So when they have her phone, they actually know she typed it in wrong. She knows the search. We know what the search was because it says it right there, the search query from Google. So she did that search. Definitely searched at night to find out how long it was to die in the cold. And who does that? When's the last time you did it, Jamie? You checking? You ever Google that?
I mean, no, I I mean, I Google some weird stuff, but it's just a coincidence that Mr. O'Keefe died in the cold, and you're wondering how long it takes to die in the cold.
Same lady that was on the 911 call, just totally cool, calm, collective, in charge, wasn't freaking out over a dead body.
And by this time, John has already he's been outside.
Well, that's the thing. We don't know if he was still in the cellar bleeding out or if they took him and put him outside earlier. We don't know that. We know his core temperature. So we
Brendan, thank you so much for reminding me that Gigi sent me a corner smooch. It hasn't gone through yet, but I'll kiss her right on her lips. She's a lovely lady, and this board is getting filled. Thank you all so much for the contributions. It's you are all amazing people. So if it comes through, I put her on the board, but she'll get a big tutor on the mouth instead.
So, on a side note, real quick, and this is irrelated. Do you notice that the people that you like attract to your channel, they're all like really good people? Because the Karen Reed people, like those people are real, they're honest, they're sincere, they're legit, awesome, fabulous people. Every one of them, like everyone I've met, I'd invite over my house. Like they're that nice people. Like they're dynamite. So
well, there's agreed. There's something, me and Baker and Jamie and Tom, this is the first time I've actually met you, but we search for the truth. We're not out there with an agenda necessarily. I don't know the Karen Reed case personally at all, right? Like I have no connections to any of these people personally, but I see something wrong with what's happening. I see that there is obvious discrepancies in what the narrative is. And the people in my chat, the people in Baker's chat, and Jamie is one of these people, right? They're searching for the truth. And that's something. There's something to be said about that. Agreed.
Yeah.
Yep.
We want to talk about it. We want
Yes.
to inform people of this. I mean, this is insane things, and this could happen to anybody.
And again, can you imagine being in this lady's position,
No.
having all this
Absolutely
weight?
not.
They have unlimited resources. Matter of fact, the money she's paying in taxes is going to prosecute her. That's backwards. That's a little different, but
Well, that's the whole thing. Is the state can just go after you. They don't. They aren't paying. They aren't footing the bill.
nope.
No, and we saw that in the Carolyn Thaler case. They tried her 4 times to get the conviction they wanted.
And how much did that cost?
Millions of
great
taxpayer
lawyer.
money.
She was the one that had Rosemary Scapicchio, and that woman is, oh my gosh, chef's kiss on her. I love that lady. But
Yeah, and Brandon says, hit the like button or I'll ship Val to your house for a week.
Nobody wants
No one wants Val at the house for a week.
Nobody
Just
wants
imagine where would you keep all the goats she brings with her?
exactly.
So
Goats are
and-
not
and
made
yeah,
for the
it's-
house, y'all.
it's a I don't know if it's just this group of people or I kind of think it's because we don't really do the drama stuff on our channels. We try to be open-minded. Whenever we cover a case, we go into it with the presumption that everyone is innocent until proven guilty. That's way different than whatever they claim and in the court. And talking about the courts. Hello, Mr.
There he
Everest.
is.
Hey, buddy.
Hello. I just popped in to say I can't stream with you tonight.
Okay.
Okay, well, see you later.
Later, buddy. Good seeing you.
What's going on,
We-
fellas?
Well,
Oh.
we're having a very interesting conversation. We talked about going for 2. I don't know how you are with time, Tom, because we talked about 2 hours and that's come and gone. And I'll just say I feel our audience is very open-minded as well. Both
It's a
the
great-
normal
great
people and the people. Yeah, and there's way too many questions for me to pull them up. I'm very sorry. We made it a Q&A, but there's just so much to talk about, and we're not. I don't even know how many slides I have. This is Proctor who never was at the scene, and I have so many questions, and we might need to reschedule another stream as well.
They're all
It's
guilty.
just
That's all I gotta say.
You see that?
Yeah, you
that
all-
slide right there, 603.
Yeah.
JM alleges Karen yelled twice to Google, "How long do you have to be outside?" Right?
Bullshit.
Can you? No, you heard her on that 911 call. We didn't finish it, by the way, but you heard her, right?
Bullshit.
Can you hear her asking Jen nicely to do that when Jen's like, "Yeah, like I got this."
Yeah,
in
I know, honey.
You
She's
know.
frantic. That woman's frantic in that phone call. She's not able to.
She ain't
ask
searching
something
Google. She's not
No.
Googling nothing.
That woman is out of her mind trying to save her man that's laying in the snow.
Just to process it, how do you get here? Like she can't put it all together. Like how do you even? So she's lost. We'll say she's not asking her to Google anything. No way, no way, no way, no way. But again, take
What
Jen
time?
out of it.
What time did she Google this? I don't know if I got the time.
2:27 a.m.
Yeah, and that's the one she tried to delete and then searched again. And Brandon says, "Don't let Dave leave. I need him to do a docket search."
I don't
Uh-oh.
know what the docket search is,
It's not going to be
but
good.
I know what I'm Googling at 2 a.m. This morning
Yeah.
or tomorrow morning.
How long does it take a body to freeze in the snow?
House, yes.
House.
House.
Dave, did you know that recording wasn't the 911 call? It was
Voicemail.
she had called John, and it was his voicemail that was picking up them finding his body and her and Jen McCabe calling her.
Oh, that's even worse.
Isn't it?
So Karen is wailing on John's phone because he's not home, and she's calling and calling because he didn't come home the night before, and they're driving around, and she's calling him, and she sees him, and she drops the phone, and she jumps out of the car. The
It goes
phone rings, goes to
Oh, that's so
fire
much worse.
station. That's why you hear the wipers. You don't hear the 911 call operator, but you hear the wipers and you hear Jen. Someone cleaned it up, so now you don't hear the wipers going back and forth, and you just hear the conversation. And
Well, this case
Oh,
from the
that's so
beginning,
bad.
right? This case from the beginning, I thought was a little odd, right? So when I remember when this first started making headlines a couple years ago, right? When did this happen?
2 years ago.
2 years ago. I remember when the headlines first came out, and I was like, huh, something seems off about this. And the more stuff that comes out, the more I realize how off it is, right?
Mhm.
And since this has happened, we've had conversations with Turtle Boy. We've had conversations with Tom. Now, thankfully, I like you, Tom. You're good people. We've had conversations about this case and the ramifications from this case. And the more that comes out, the more it's very clear and obvious to me that this is a setup from the get-go. This is a cover-up by a small town police department in Massachusetts that has been the good guys, whatever the F that means, for years, right? This is something that these people have very clearly tried to brush under the rug. And it's just getting too big now, and they're all starting to panic. They're arresting Turtle Boy for charges of witness intimidation for protesting. They're arresting protesters on the street now.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it's
Just
ridiculous.
holding a sign. They're just holding a sign. They're not even like in someone's face. They're across the street. They get felony charges. Felony charges.
It's insane. This shouldn't happen in America. This is something that happened in 40s Germany when the opposite political party was
1950s Russia.
2000s Iraq.
So isn't it weird to you that they haven't released the 911 call, but that's what we get?
Very, very
Very
shocked. Very
Well, we
shocked.
don't know where that came from, right? Or do we know the source?
Oh, we know the source of the 911 call. Yeah. That's John's voicemail. That come off of John's voicemail. We haven't got the 911 call yet. They haven't released it to us.
No, but I know. But okay, so we didn't just get it. The police grabbed the voicemail, and how is it that it was made public? I guess is my question.
Don't think the prosecution released it, and I don't think the defense released it. I think somebody who had access to John's phone may have released it, and I don't know who that may have been.
Brandon, I already DM'd you like 10 minutes ago.
Yeah, but thank you so much for the super chat.
I'll super chatting for me to DM.
Well, I don't have more room on the board. Brandon has been going crazy all night.
He's been doing good things.
Nice.
So
No. Brandon did not give me the $25 that he owes me, expert.
Expert, what's up, buddy?
And hey, winning reality people, thank you for stopping by. Said she had to pay to have it all investigated, and she also helped herself by this call. She has done so much just for horrible people to do this in return. Yeah, and that's the worst thing. And Iris says you only release when storage runs out, but I mean more when there's a murder, selective delete a suspect. Yeah, and it was very. I can't even remember how much she deleted, but it was very weird. And there was the 608 when she's taking a screenshot from Brian Albert's contact information.
Now, do you know? All right, a couple things. Let's talk about that. You know how she had some numbers that she deleted?
Yeah.
Jen deleted because she made some phone calls that morning. Okay. Like at 6:10, 6:11 type of phone. Aiden got a list of the phone calls that were deleted, and he started making phone calls. And that's one of the reasons why he got arrested. Because one of the phone calls that was on the deleted list that he started dialing to see who Jen called that morning. And guess who one of the people was?
Proctor.
Proctor.
Yeah.
He has Proctor's home number. Now, I also know as a fact that the Massachusetts State Police did not have Proctor scheduled to work that body. I know the person who was scheduled to work that body, and he didn't get a chance to go in. Proctor took it.
Oh, weird.
Why is that?
I wonder.
Yeah, it's
I
weird.
wonder.
And
So yeah, the state
So
police.
2 years from now, after Karen Reed is convicted and Turtle Boy is convicted, then the feds are going to release their findings and say, there should be some heads rolling.
yeah.
Yep.
And Brandon is saying 10 whole minutes, Utes, and I'm not giving the 25. I can't afford it. Thank you so much for the super chat.
The thing with the FBI is the FBI was investigating this long before the murder happened. They were already in town before John was murdered. They were investigating the same people before John was murdered. So when they murdered John, they saw the whole thing play out. And that's what they were looking for. And wouldn't you know, they did a murder in front of the FBI.
Why are they waiting? I don't understand what's taking so long for this to just get blown out of the water.
They're letting them all hang themselves, man. They're watching everything happen real time.
Dave, you have to go?
Yeah, my wife's getting home, and I promised I'd spend some time with her. But I wanted to pop on and say hi to Tom and everyone else. It's nice meeting you, Tom.
Meeting you. A pleasure.
Keep doing the good work, and hopefully we'll get some positive results maybe one day. Unfortunately, I think there's going to have to be some martyrs. I mean, that's just the sad reality of this. But anyways, awesome stream, Baker, and I'll be in the chat, guys. Take care.
Love you, brother.
See you later. Peter A, I found this on Twitwat. I believe it's on Olivia's.
Isn't she awesome?
Twitter. I tried to reach out to her, but I don't know if she goes. I know she went on Voice yesterday because someone claimed that she was Karen.
Yes. Yes.
But I follow her on Twitter, and that's why I wanted to have you on, because there's so freaking much to talk about.
And Olivia, she just kills it every single time. She's amazing. And again, we have so many women and men that are like that are involved with this case. Like, where did Olivia come from? Out of the blue, right? Boom. And yet she does so much, and she's so smart that, like, what would we do without her now? It's again, we're lucky and graced and blessed that we have this much talent on our side, because we know they have all unlimited resources on their side. We're lucky to have the people we do, and I would take that choice any day in the week.
Yeah, and I found this one as well, where with the Proctor saying on Saturday, January 29th, Trooper Michael Proctor and Sergeant Yuri Boknek responded to an unintended death of blah, blah, blah. And though in his investigation that John O'Keefe was a victim of a motor vehicle homicide. And then the next one, Michael Morrissey, that's the DA, saying, well, he was accused of planting evidence outside 34 Fairview. He was never at 34 Fairview on the day of the incident. Proctor and his state police partner traveled together the entire day while other officers was processing 34 Fairview. He was not there and did not plant evidence. This looks official.
Okay.
You like that? Now,
but he wasn't there.
He wasn't there.
It's yeah.
Who ended up at the hospital with him, with the body, right?
Yeah, Michael Proctor.
Who went back and interviewed all the people? You know, they had the family and friends meeting they had, which is unusual. Who interviews somebody that's you do it alone? You pull the person in the room, you talk to them. Never interview two people in one part. Never. My God, they interviewed like 8 people at once.
Do you remember the Gabby Petito situation?
Yeah.
Was it her?
Gabby.
Oh, was it her?
Ryan,
No.
Ryan.
I'm sorry. It wasn't that one. It was the 15-year-old girl on the West Coast. They found her car in the lake later.
Keely.
Thank you. That one.
Yeah.
That one. Her friend in the high school held a friends only meeting or whatever it was right before. The amount of hate that little girl got for that was unbelievable.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yep.
These people, no big deal.
No.
No big deal.
None of your business. This is out of Massachusetts. So it's an interesting case. You should really try to look into it. I know you go around on a lot of us crime channels, and it's very interesting. The more you dig, the deeper the hole gets, and the
This
more
one's just nuts. It's
the more
nuts.
and the fun part is I had Turtle Boy on for. We did like a 90-minute stream, and when I was finished, I just sat there and thought, this is crazy. And that's what we did our little update where you were in the chat. That's why I know your name. And that was like a 2-hour, and you thought, well, you can't get more crazy now. And then we have had you on for almost 2.5 hours. And I feel like we could go just as long, but I need to wrap it up soon because it's 4:30 my time. And let's go. Has a question for you, Valhalla. How much to shotgun a beer, Val? Post-heating build discount.
Post-heating build discount. All right, 75. 75. That's a 25% discount. That's pretty good. It's pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah, and I actually pulled up we need to have another stream another time because I have the videos of DA Morrissey where he can't understand why he's being investigated. He's running a perfect department.
I have a couple ideas.
Let me just tell you guys like how this is, okay? Like how it is on the ground in Canton, okay? The person who is prosecuting Turtle Boy, that guy, special prosecutor, they hired him. He's a special prosecutor. We saw him coming out of Chris Albert's pizza shop.
Yeah.
Whoa. You're gonna have. He's got no reason to be in there unless he's telling Chris Albert that they're dropping all the charges. Other than that, he's got no reason to be in there with him. The special prosecutor's hanging out with one of the people. Like, now, did you know I went up to the special prosecutor in the courthouse parking lot, and I asked him, said, "Hey, can I ask you a question?" And he says, "Are you recording me?" And I said, "Yeah." He says, "You're committing a felony." Put the window up, and that was it.
That's not a felony. That's not a felony.
I have it all
nowhere that could be a felony.
I got it on video.
Let me ask you one question: is Massachusetts a 1 or 2 party consent state?
2-party.
Okay.
But
as long as you state that you are recording at the beginning of the conversation, there's nothing illegal about that.
It's in the courthouse parking lot. How much public can you get than that?
All you have to do is say that you're recording in the beginning of the conversation.
But that's how entitled these people are. They can just say, "You know what? You're committing a felony," and then walk away from me.
Careful that he doesn't actually charge you.
Why? It's. I'd love to go to the. You're gonna charge me for a felony for?
They're charging Turtle Boy. They're charging protesters with signs.
I'm charging a guy for assaulting me right now.
Good, as you should.
You know, I mean,
you should.
It's getting physical. These people are violent and vicious and evil. They're bad. They're bad people. They're just a bad penny that just you can't get rid of, man.
That was not the price we agreed on.
No,
let's go. Sorry, let's go. That's not the price that was agreed on. You can't just undercut the price and expect it to be cool.
Make his own prices.
Yeah. He asked for the price. I told him the price, and then he discounts that by an additional third. That's not how it works, Brandon.
Listen, you gotta give him something for trying. Pay for Apple, right?
Oh, absolutely. Oh, goodness. 75. You owe me another 25.
No, but yeah, we seriously have to find another day to talk more because we
can do this for hours.
There's too many questions and too many rabbit holes and too little sleep in the world because I have to go to bed. So just to wrap it out while we're waiting for
Brandon.
Valhalla to put on his big boy pants.
Brandon.
Can I make a couple things? We're having a big protest at Canton. We're gonna walk from the high school to the police station. A bunch of us. So if you can hear my voice and you're in Massachusetts, it's a free event. Okay, and you're invited. It's a free event. We're gonna just do some walking. It's like a little power walk type of thing. A little 5K. We're gonna do. Walk from A to B. Not a big deal, but you're more than welcome. Come join us. Got signs if you want to hold a sign. Got the American flag if you want the flag. But it's your right and your absolute right to walk in protest. So,
The
with
First
that,
Amendment is a thing, y'all.
and we have to protect it and let them know that it's ours and it's our right to do this.
Let's go. You're a man of your word, as
So-
always.
Yeah, and I'll do it even. You were supposed to chuck it.
Boom.
Woo!
Never too early and never too early over there, is it?
Well, it probably is, but I'm going to bed so I can sleep it off.
I want to thank all of your viewers. Your viewers are awesome. You guys have great viewers. And I appreciate you guys inviting me on. Anytime you want me back, be more than happy. Any questions you guys have, please ask me. I'd be more than happy to answer them. I mean, we could do this for. And we're not even at the trial yet, guys. We're not even there.
Not even close, right? When's the trial supposed to start?
Technically March, right?
March, yeah, March. But they think they don't have all the evidence in yet. I want to see him try and get to March.
Oh.
Yeah, and when is the next hearing? I believe that's in January, and they got court ordered the last time to turn over the evidence, and they said as fast as possible, and they still haven't done that. And at some point, the judge have to put the hammer down.
But no, that's the problem with the judge. The judge was supposed to recuse herself and move on and rotate like the other judges do. But this judge decided, nope, I'm going to stay on. So she didn't recuse herself. She stayed on this case because she's corrupt. The freaking judge, same lady that's getting paid to get her beats.
And she has an Albert's connection as well.
Yeah, because when Chris Albert killed a man, he hired her brother to defend him.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just so crazy. And Brendan
not a
is saying
small
party
world.
foul shotgun, Val. Grab another.
I didn't realize. I didn't hear shotgun. I heard chug. So now we're shit. I don't want a shotgun. It's so messy. I gotta clean that shit up, man.
Then you have to go on with MG. He's probably
I think
he's probably streaming now, and then fulfill you because he paid you, so you're legally obliged to do it.
Yeah, I know. This is the first time he's got me. That's the thing. Brandon, he plays these word games, right, where you're set up to fail, and this is the first time I got caught lacking. I didn't read the fine print. I would not have agreed to a shotgun. I apologize.
Well, you can always
You're a son
return.
of a bitch, Brandon. You're a son of a bitch.
Danny T, I actually need to go to bed because I have a stream tomorrow and I have a Christmas party at my HOA tomorrow as well, and I might be called in for doing court duty, which could be in 4.5 hours. So I need a little bit of sleep. But Tom, you are an absolute champ, and I love to talk to you some more. And I know Jamie is probably angry that she didn't get to ask 200 questions more because
I know.
she's been
like that.
Yeah. I don't
Awesome.
know why it does that, but it does that.
That's badass. Wow. Wow. Learn something new every day. Does it work for you?
yeah. It's if you have an Apple phone.
Yeah, do you have an iPhone?
You gotta have Apple product.
Don't have that.
No,
No.
no.
Put that a long time ago.
Sorry, everybody. I didn't want to.
Listen, again, I thank you guys for the time. It's been my pleasure. I've had a lot of fun here. You guys are great.
I genuinely appreciate your knowledge on this case.
My pleasure, guys. My pleasure.
You motherfucker, Brandon.
There he goes. You can do it.
It's gonna be so messy.
You can
Hurry.
do it.
Just hurry up then.
Put a bib on.
Yeah.
Look how messy that is.
Well, you can grow up and do it like a man.
There it is. Boom. See? Wasn't that bad. Done. Look at that. Empty. Nice. Oh, listen, get some sleep, my friend.
Yeah.
Brandon, thank you so much for the super chat again, and thank you for all the contributions you've been giving through today. And to all of you,
You dick.
we hit amazing numbers today, and I'm very happy for all of you. And it's worth losing a few hours of sleep over. And Valhalla, plug yourself.
What myself? Plug myself.
Not pick.
Giggity. I am Valhalla Waits. If you guys don't know who I am by now, what are you doing with your lives? Really? I'm a goat farmer in East Tennessee. I'm a disabled veteran, and I do what I want on YouTube. That's what I do on YouTube. I film, not film. I live stream things that I find interesting, and come along for the ride, man. That's all. Come subscribe. I'm on Twitter now, which is super odd. _ Valhalla Waits. I hate it there.
And Tom, you plug yourself.
Listen, I'm just a guy that sees something that isn't right, and I can't live with it. It bothers me if it's not right, and what they're doing to this poor girl is wrong.
Integrity, sir. Integrity.
If anyone, if this was your son or daughter, you would do whatever it takes to prove their innocence. And this girl's innocent. So, she needs money. Aiden needs money. They're both under the gun. They're both getting the bad end of the stick here. So the best we can do is just let maybe someone that didn't know about this case now knows a little bit more. And now, that's how. So.
Sorry, I was laughing at expert, not you, sir.
That's good. No, I get it.
Yeah.
Tom, I will say that I'm very happy to meet you tonight, and I enjoy you, sir. I think that this won't be the last time we stream together.
I'm more than happy to come back with you guys again.
I can assure you that.
Yeah.
Also, before Baker takes over, thank you, Baker, for letting me to piggyback tonight. And
you're always welcome. You know that.
I appreciate it.
I know you're really interested in this case as well. And because Tom wanted to talk about the Karen Reed case, not all the other things around it.
Yes.
So I know you know about the Turtle case, you know about the Canton 10 and stuff like that. But we really wanted to talk about the Karen Reed. And Jamie, have you anything to plug?
No.
Stop it.
We'll be doing some more of the trial in the morning if Baker gets some sleep. We're doing the Hannah Payne case. So out of Georgia.
I'm so gassy.
Well,
Jamie, where is your luscious lash fund? Can you plug that real quick?
Well, first of all, I have to say, Brandon claims that it's a redo, Val. I saw you dump half a down for.
Get wrecked. I did a chug and a shotgun for $75. Get wrecked.
And the Luscious Lash Foundation is right here.
Thank you, Eric.
Because Jamie have the most luscious lashes on the internet. For those of you who are new here, who don't know me, I can see people are dropping off because we're about to end. I'm known as the Broken Baker. I'm a Danish guy covering American cases because, I don't know why. But I just like to do it because I'm what's called a layman in Denmark, where I do a lot of I watch a lot of cases, and and I have my lovely sidekick Jamie there, and we'll be doing the, as she said, the pain case tomorrow, and it's an interesting case, but it's been an absolute pleasure to have you on, Tom, because you what I believe you where you come from called good people.
Just try
And
all you can do, right? You wake
Yes,
up,
sir.
you go to sleep, and you repeat. It's not hard.
Yes, sir.
exactly. And I like good people.
Like the internet, the ones that are on here to speak truth, to talk about something, you know, going on that's crazy and inform people of what's going on. I like that a lot.
Well, you know what though? This is one advantage that we have being in our positions, right? Like we all have small YouTube channels. It's not like we're making headlines, but we can definitely spread truth to a few people. And if that matters in the world, then I'm all for it. Right?
I'm in.
I'm all for it.
And that's what we try to do when we watch cases. I know a lot of case watchers are just, oh, he's guilty, she's guilty, and yelling all the time. We try to watch the evidence and let the evidence lead us, like a juror should do. And that's why, because I've been in Denmark, we have like a semi-professional jury system. Been doing it for 12 years, and I have never seen a case where I had the bile rise as much in my throat as I had in this case. But on that note, I'm going to sign off because I need sleepy sleep. And thank you all so much. And we'll do this again sometime. All of you are amazing. Thank you, Tom. You are way better on camera than I believe. Than I believed you would be. And Jamie is sitting there thinking, can he just say car before we go?
I drive my car everywhere.
You're wicked smart, you are.
Wicked, wicked pisser.
And let's go, Brandon, on the way out. Say, you drink out of the hole you make instead of just dumping could be underground. Savage and only 75. Very elitist. On that note,
Stop it.
I'm signing off, and you go fight Brandon somewhere else. Have fun, y'all.
I'm
Bye.
gonna go
Thank you
hide
for
from
watching.
Brandon is what I'm gonna do. Love you, chat.
Boo. Hold on. All right, who can hear me now? Yes, this can be shut off. Okay, thank you. Can you guys hear me right now? Any need to see something in the chat? Somebody, anybody know? Can you hear what I'm saying? I was playing with stuff earlier. Oh, okay. So you can hear me. All right. So that was just a little stream that we had. All summer long, as the pieces come up. I mean, I have so many. You don't even believe the hours I have of footage. It's staggering. Just the amount of data, just the amount of footage I have. Forget about how long it is. But all summer long, we're gonna go through this again from start to finish. I got a bunch of clips. Problem I'm having is the one I'm making right now. It's been rendering for 2 hours, 3 hours. It's still rendering. It is, yeah, 65% done. I'll show you guys. So you guys can kind of see how the sausage is made per se. Window, this one. Okay, this is my movie making program where I can put a bunch of clips together. Well, these clips are 5 hours and 36 minutes, 11 seconds, 41 milliseconds. So these are just some random movies I got, and they're rendering, and they're 66% done. And it's been running. I started it at what time? 9:45, call it 10. 11, 12, 1, 3 hours. Still going, and was 66% done. So this is why people don't like making movies, because it's just, and then you know what? If there's an error, I have to go back and fix it in that program and then re-render it all. So you need fast PC, you need a lot of memory, and you need some serious friggin' CPU power to get this all chunked up and done. So, but that said, you guys can't see I have a window on my screen that says 66% rendered. So we're almost done. If I make this small, how do I do that? If I make this small, you might be able to see the percentage. It won't let me do anything. Yeah, I gotta stop sharing it. Now I'll be able to do something with it. Yeah. So at the bottom, it's, yeah, little indicators, almost 3/4 of the way. But so we're gonna have a lot more of that going on this summer. And with that said, I'm gonna end this stream, and you guys are in for a treat. We have Nan coming on, the one and only Nan. So get your questions ready. I'm going to end the stream so you can go to the bathroom and get a drink and do whatever. Stretch your legs. You want to get up and around. Don't want blood clots. Starting at 1 o'clock. Intro's about 3 minutes. You got time. Go. Love you all. See you at the other stream.
Cold mornings, cracked pavement, courthouse steps. He's there before sunrise while the world still rests. No cameras needed, no spotlight glare. Just a man with a purpose, always standing there. Facing the crowd, but the fight in his veins. Truth in his hands, pushing through the rain. Karen sees him, she knows what it means when you've got boots on the ground and you fight for your dreams. Boots on the ground, day after day, standing for truth in the hardest way. No fame, no glory, just a promise kept. Tom CPU, you never left. He don't ask for credit, don't ask for praise. Just fight in the good fight in 1,000